You know what,
You're
Rambo?
like a woman.
I don't like your fucking attitude today.
Just like a woman. Just like a damn woman.
Okay, so we're live now. I did it! Yay!
Hey, we're live? We're live? We're actually live? He
We
did it,
are
guys!
live. You actually managed to get this done. I'm so happy.
I did.
I'm so proud of you. You got this.
Good on you, man.
Okay, so Codename Aquarius wants to know. I'll ask again. The fuck was farewell? Because when I went live on your channel, for some reason it said farewell.
I
That
don't
was
know.
probably the last tagline that he used for that channel.
Yeah. Oh,
That
the
was the
last stream.
Yeah.
Codename, you gotta understand, like, this is Shaner doing this, so that's the reason why. I mean,
Oh
he's
my
not that
God.
bright.
Here we go. You'll notice the question marks under the gangster icon. That's because he refuses to get a goddamn Twitter. So there's question marks.
Could have put my YouTube or my Twitch or some shit.
No, the overlay was already made for us.
Yep.
You don't have a Twitter.
So what's going on, guys?
Thank you, Cyrus. Thank
Oh.
you for showing some sympathy.
We definitely have some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
Gaming related, too, actually.
Hey, real quick, how does this mic sound in the stream? You guys, let me know. Does it sound like shit?
It's
I'll
a
switch
little
over.
loud.
Really? It's a little loud?
A teeny
Yeah, I had
bit,
it.
yeah.
I turned you down, so I'm
I had to
I'm
turn you
good.
down a little too. But it might be different for the stream though.
Yeah, and before we
Good.
start talking, let me know how the audio levels are.
Checkity check, microphone check.
Go
Yeah,
Mamas Obama.
It does sound a little tinny. It's not too bad though.
Cause if it's too tinny, just let me know and I'll switch over to my Yeti.
Yeti?
Mm-hmm.
Rambo's on his phone, so he's kind of shit out of luck.
Yeah, they until they start allowing like USB to be plugged into your phone. Yeah, probably won't happen.
Actually, they have it. They have the adapters that you could do right now.
You mean the micro to micro to USB?
Oh, that's right. You have an iPhone. Never mind.
Yeah, but I mean, I have an adapter. Well, no, yeah, never mind.
It's like, oh yeah, guys, he's got Apple. Sorry.
That
I
explains
can
it.
tell you this. So after this phone, I'm going back to Samsung,
I like my Moto G5 Plus.
and I'm getting the fuck away from AT&T.
Oh yeah.
They used to have the absolute best service besides Verizon. Like them two were the top two. And now I swear, man, I can be on my porch and trying to watch a video or trying to pull up Facebook or Twitter, and it'll sit there and just fucking think, like, because it's got one fucking bar of service, and I'm like going, I'm in the middle of a fucking major city. Like, why in the hell am I in a dead zone? Like, there's so many dead zones with AT&T now. It's unreal.
Well, you are in Oklahoma. I'm just saying.
But the thing is, though, is that Sprint, they've gotten loads better because my daughter, we couldn't get her added because I had a DirecTV, something wrong with DirecTV, so I couldn't another line add them to my AT&T bill. So
Yeah.
she went, whenever she got her money from the SSI, she went and got a phone from Sprint, and she's like just surfing at doing whatever else she wants to
Robot.
do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, fuck this. As soon as my contract is up, I am jumping straight over to Sprint and saying, fuck you to AT&T, man.
Well, I hope Sprint's good for you out there because it sucks out here. It is literally like one of the worst services you can get out here. It's in fact, AT&T and like Cricket and stuff, they're like the dominant ones out here that you can get signals pretty much everywhere. Which is kind of weird. I never thought I would ever actually say that because I used to have Sprint and I loved them when they first worked, but when they fell off the edge, man, I just it was terrible. Like I was in my house, dude, and I couldn't call my girl in the next room if I wanted to. That's how bad it was.
It's getting like here.
It's getting like that there, yeah.
Yeah, before like I used to have Sprint, and my friend that I worked with, we worked all over the state of Oklahoma,
Yeah.
And he had AT&T, and like we'd be in the country, and he was just using his phone, like pulling up internet videos and like everything, just all like crazy. And I'm over here going, like, you know, that had that stupid sad song playing, you know, that you see in these videos that where they get real sad. Because I'm looking at my phone, just trying, like, man, I just wish I could, you know, log into something.
Well, Oklahoma's in the south, so maybe AT&T like had an incest relationship with Singular, and that birthed the new AT&T. That's why they don't work.
It might have. We have like cousin AT&T, cousin brother.
Hey.
You're roboting.
AT&T, man.
You know, speaking of incest, so I
What a segue,
I
right?
finished off. Do what?
What a segue, right?
But a segue
God
into
damn it.
what?
Now you're roboting, Shane.
Really?
Mr. Roboto.
Here, let me see if I can change the server. Hold on. No, the server says it's doing all right. I only had one high point in the ping, so I don't know.
Am I
Is it the
still roboting?
No?
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's so weird. Yeah. So speaking of incest, yeah. So I finished Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
I don't give a
Fucking-
fuck. She is hot as fuck. I don't
Right.
care.
They're only
Nope.
half brother and sister.
I don't care, man.
No,
I
that's his.
still-
That's his net. That no, dude. She's
Or no. Yeah,
Uncle.
never mind.
That's
She's-
her. That's his.
yeah.
That's his aunt. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Them two. Yeah, I thought you meant the other. Yeah, but I mean, you know, that's really not incest. I mean, that's just like,
Really?
that's like extended sex.
Well, and here's the thing too. They grew up, never knowing about each other. That's the thing. Would it be more or less incestuous if Jon Snow were to fuck Sansa Stark? Like,
It'd
which
be
would you-
more.
That's what you know what I mean. Like, yeah, I even with the blood relation, especially since it's not like actual brother and sister, I would think it'd be worse as somebody that you like grew up with as a sister.
True. True. Well, like Val asked me, she's like, "What would happen if you found out that I was really your sister? Would we stop?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "No." I said,
Right?
"The damage is done. I've been
Fuck
inside
it.
that badge a few times." I'm like, "Why the fuck would I stop now?"
Kids
Oh,
aren't
yeah.
retarded. It's all good.
Uh,
Dude, that's a big problem in two communities. One is the Arab Muslim community, and the other is incest, and the other is the Jewish community.
why? What's
and
wrong with that?
That the rate of incest,
Oh,
and in the Muslim community, it's on purpose because Muhammad said it was okay to fuck your cousin. But within the Jewish community, it's just because of I mean, they've been basically culled a number of times, and especially in like Jerusalem or Israel, it's a lot of like old families going back a long time, and they have to they take DNA tests to make sure that they're not too closely related, or I should say they urge everybody to take DNA tests to make sure that they're not too closely related.
yeah. So I got a question for you. So like, I'm still hung up on Aemon. Okay, like, so you guys remember who Aemon Targaryen is, right?
Yeah.
He is the old guy at the monastery. He was the maester over at the Black Gate. So, whose brother is he? Is he the Mad King's brother, or is he a I don't know. Maybe his father. I mean, I don't know.
He was the Mad King's brother.
I was going to
So-
say that he'd be
He
about
was
the
the
right
man-
age. Yeah.
He was the Mad King's older brother.
Because if you go to the family line, when I googled it, like it does not show Aemon Targaryen on there at all. Like, period, nothing. So I was kind of wondering why that was, because he was still a Targaryen. So, but yeah, that whole piece of information with Jon Snow not really being a bastard at all. He's actually has more right to that heir than anybody. I'm just like, oh, wow.
Well, how about that?
Well, what's funny is he's a Targaryen and a Stark, so that's like double whammy, isn't it? Like,
He'll be the first king on the Iron Throne that's also been King of the North.
True. Very true. So season 8, are you guys looking forward to that shit? Like, I am hyped
Oh
as fuck.
yeah.
I've been watching like
Too
after
bad
right
it's not
after that-
coming for 2 years, but
Bro,
or like
right.
a year and a half.
Yeah, because they said that I was watching the Theory channel, the Theorycraft channel is based on that show, and they were saying that like with the information they got, they didn't even start writing the script until September. Or like,
Well, yeah, they surpassed the books with 7, right? Or was it 6?
I think the books are at 6.
6, yeah. So I mean, even that they got 7 out that quickly is pretty good. So
Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool though. I mean, I really like fell in love with the series. Like I really did. Like I didn't think I was gonna gravitate towards it like this, but with all the fucked up shit going on, I mean, I'm sort of expecting either one of two things happening. I think Jon Snow's gonna die, or I think Daenerys is gonna die. One of the two.
but Rajik, he died, and that released him from his oath to the Brother Night's Watch. So I mean, there's does that not count? I mean, does the oath even if he's released from his oath, did the oath that he took to relinquish his vows, does that all these kings just killed each other to get the throne anyway. So really, what is a title anyway? But I think it's just, I mean that's a pretty big loophole.
I think we're gonna see either one of them die, and I think Daenerys. I think she's gonna lose out on not Viserion but Graegon and Drogon. Like I think Graegon is gonna be like the last one to die, and I think Jon Snow is gonna be the one that rides him into his death by accident, not seeing the Lich their former brother Lich Viserion go over that mountaintop. You know, I don't know. Like I've been sort of thinking
about
about
dragon
it.
now.
Yeah, Viserion. Yeah, he's riding Viserion.
Fuck. And he got the giant, and he's got fuck.
He's got what? 3 giants in his army? 3 or 4?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus
So,
plus the captains.
the dragon was badass though. The dead dragon was like.
Oh, Viserion, the undead Viserion. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, he might have been waiting
the
for
blue
this
fire.
spot.
Yep.
He might have been waiting until the dragons had hatched, because that was the only way he was going to get the wall down.
Wait, is season 8 the final season?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yep. And that shit is ridiculous. Like,
Or at least that's what they've said.
Shane, I suggest you start watching some of that stuff, dude. It's
You really should.
good.
Well, I have a year, right?
That
Yeah.
you do. But everybody's
you
going
have
to
a
be
year.
talking about it.
Yeah, and I mean, you're gonna know all the whole story before you even watch it.
I mean, in a year, Jesus, man, they're gonna
And when especially by the
everything
time
will be
it
spoiled.
starts getting closer to the launch of season 8,
Yeah.
that's probably all the podcast is gonna be about. Like we're all gonna be like, we're ready. What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Yo, was I the only one that was kind of like, sort of, in the middle between how I felt with how Littlefinger died? Like, I was kind of happy, but at the same time, I wanted to see that guy, like, really fuck shit up. He was like the chaotic evil that, like,
Mhm.
I kind of wanted in the show. Like, he didn't really have a side. Like, he really didn't. I mean,
No, he didn't.
His side was him.
Yep.
yeah, exactly. And that's what I kind of liked about him, because at least you knew he wasn't really for anybody.
I
Yeah,
liked
he-
him, but whenever
He
he
fucked
started
over
fucking
Sansa.
when he started fucking over the Starks, that's whenever I really was glad that he died.
Yep.
Because
Oh
I was
yeah,
like,
I'm glad that he's dead. It's just like at the same time though, I kind of wanted to see like
I
how
would've-
far he was gonna go.
I would have loved to have him take his character and move him to like the doing better within the Cersei environment.
I was really hoping he was going to.
Yeah, but see, once he moved to the Starks, I was like, okay, I'm done, man. Like you've done crossed the line, you fucked up, because I'm Team Stark all the way.
Right. I'm kind of torn with myself though. Like I don't know if I'm gonna be really like a House Stark supporter or fucking Targaryen supporter. 'Cause I love the Targaryens.
We can be both.
Yeah, true. I mean, technically their
our-
bloodlines did connect now, right?
Yes, because our guy is both now. So I mean, we are good.
But wouldn't that be considered like the ultimate bloodline for royalty? Like that would surpass the Lannisters or anybody, even the Highgarden.
Yeah. And
Like-
what's gonna be funny though is if like Danny and John both live to actually take over the Iron Throne, but then that's whenever somebody's gonna come forward and I mean, you know, her being a feminist, and all of a sudden Jon Snow's gonna be able to take the fucking throne away from her. That's gonna be fucking great.
I think
well, that's the thing. She doesn't want to rule. She really doesn't. She wants to conquer. That's
she doesn't
all
she doesn't like being called a conqueror, but she's in love with conquering.
But yeah, she loves the act of conquering, and she really doesn't like ruling. I mean, she runs away from it every chance she gets. So
yeah, because she does.
This might actually be perfect for her.
She does not want to sit in one place.
Yeah, she might just be the conqueror and get the throne and be the queen. But then, you know, she goes around and rights all the world's ills.
Yeah, she can be like like the King's Guard, like
exactly whatever she wants to do. She's the fucking queen, right? Yeah, and
she can be like
John's great at ruling.
Oh, John's great, man. John's actually very level-headed and very, very diplomatic too.
He's probably one of the best rulers that's ever been in, you know.
I would vote Jon Snow for president.
Right? Motherfucker died for the Night's Watch, man. You don't get more dedicated than that.
No, that motherfucker. Jon Snow.
He's no joke.
2020, man. Jon Snow needs to win.
You know, like, have you guys? Okay, so what did you think? What did you think when Cersei blew up the whole area, dude? She blew up the fucking
shit.
Dude, like, I was kind of feeling for it at one point, but then that sort of died when she killed the heirs to the Highgarden. Like, that kind of pissed me off a little bit because they didn't do anything wrong. Even what's her face?
Yeah, the queen or whatever, she ate it, and so did.
I mean, she lied about caring about people just so that way they would leave her alone. I mean, because she says that she didn't really care for people, that she only cared for what other people saw her do.
Right.
And Val made a good point. Like, that's my girl. Like, she like no life this with me. She said that she's obviously lying. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's all, if you really cared about what people thought of you, you wouldn't have walked through shit to help the orphanage. Because remember they were dumping shit right out that window of that orphanage, and she walks right in it, like doesn't even think about it. So like I think that kind of sucked that she had to lie about caring about people just so that she could live that much longer, only to find out that Cersei had planned to fucking wipe out her entire family. Like, that shit's insane to me. Like, that was probably the smartest thing that Cersei's ever done that whole show, to tell you the truth.
Except it got her son killed, her other son killed.
I honestly just want to see like somebody take a sword and just shove it right up her cunt, man.
Right?
Shove it up there and it come out her mouth, man.
Right out her mouth. Yep. All the way.
Bruh, like that old lady, dude, that old lady is so cool. Like, I was so sad when she died.
Me too, 'cause that
she was a
fucks,
beast,
man.
She was a fucking beast, dude.
OG gangster old lady.
Yeah, she gave no fucks at all, man.
Yep. Tell that bitch it was me.
But you know what sucks though is like the whole thing with Tommen like made me appreciate what Joffrey did that much more, and that's sad. Like, I almost preferred the killer to come back because at least we knew shit wouldn't have been going the way it was with Joffrey in the house. You know what I mean? And then you got Tommen in there, and now you have fucking zealots running the fucking place. Like, what?
Yeah, because he's a fucking pacifist.
Well, Cersei's whole plan backfired on her. Like, she was trying to get the zealots in there to like get the Highgarden guys pretty much in jail, so that way they didn't have any influence. But
yeah, she wanted her own private army, but she wasn't the one that ended up leading it. Dumbass. Like, really, I I can't feel bad for Cersei at all because every single one of her problems was originally created by her.
Right, right.
You know, yeah.
Well,
I mean, even if other people had hands in it, I mean, the whole things were started off because she was ruthless trying to get her son into the position as king, and she and on all the way through to her other kid killing her other son killing herself because she blew up the temple when his queen was there and shit like that. So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. It'll be interesting to see what they do with, will she betray the coalition like she's told Jamie she would, and if she does, will that end up say getting Jamie killed, or who knows, right?
I think I think honestly, Jamie is gonna be the undoing of her. Like, there's already like 3 channels like contemplating this, and I think it's pretty fucking spot on. I think Jamie's gonna end up putting the knife in her.
I think so too, and I think Jamie will end up actually with the Starks.
Well, yeah, he's the one that his family used to fight for them.
Well, and even without all that, I mean, he's all in on the White Walkers have to be defeated.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, he gets it. He knows.
And he realized when she did that, he realizes how much she fucked up, and he
exactly
the fucking castle.
So it'll really come down to which one of them's going to make a move first, and what consequences will that move have, regardless of whether it works or doesn't work.
Yeah. Man, I'm so looking forward to this shit because, like I said, I've been watching the Theorycraft channels, and man, this could actually extend. Like, there's a lot of people are saying that they don't believe it's going to end because
for sure they might do spin-offs, or
because
they're already doing like video games and stuff like that.
Dude, is it me? Like, so I was talking to my girl about this. I'm like, I would love to see this game done in 2 fashions. I want to see a Game of Thrones Dynasty Warrior light game for one, and then I want to see a Total War universe done on the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Those two.
I mean, you could even do like a Baldur's Gate or a Dragon Age Origins type thing, and you could work it just as well.
Yep. It would look good. It would be awesome. I think it would be a lot of fun, to tell you the truth.
And you could have some fun with some of the side plots, and oh man, like they could do a whole thing with like the druids and the White Walkers. I mean, it could have absolutely nothing to do with the main story. It could be like north of the wall or something. You're a ranger group that got trapped north of the wall, and you end up finding maybe a few wildlings and druids, and then you end up.
Honestly, that sounds like Trump's presidency, but you're talking about a TV show.
What are you watching, Shane?
I'm not watching anything.
Oh.
South Park. But yeah.
Oh yeah, so let's talk about the South Park episode you were like cracking on last night. Explain to the chat what happened. With that
the show without commercials is 22 minutes. Within 22 minutes, they managed to squeeze in it, and it was all relevant. It wasn't just a one-liner. A gay couple, fidget spinners, Donald Trump's tweets, North Korea, and suicide prevention. In 22 fucking minutes. Oh, and driving and being on your phone. That's how they worked in Donald Trump's tweets. Like, it wasn't the people on their phone that were killing people. It was Donald Trump tweeting that was killing people because he had to tweet, and people had to look at it.
They were driving and they had to look at the tweets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty fucking good.
So in 2 weeks, they've managed to trigger an entire country's smart AI or whatever for their home, like Alexa, Siri, Google Home, whatever. And then last night's episode, or Wednesday's, whatever.
That's fucking funny. That is hilarious to me, sir. I think is the one thing that South Park does, and they do it right, is they make sure that nobody's spared from their criticisms whatsoever. Like they fuck with everybody equally.
Yep, like the Simpsons.
The Simpsons, yeah, I haven't watched Simpsons in fucking ages, man. Are they like still doing the fucking season still?
Yeah,
So,
yep.
yeah, I've heard it's not. I mean, the last like what 5 or 6 or 8 seasons have been kind of like a drop off point, and it's really just like the first 10. But
Well,
yeah,
they had
they're
people
still
die,
going.
like creators of it die within the last 5 to 8 seasons.
Damn. So like, what season are they on now?
It's like 15 or 17, something like that.
No, the Simpsons are up over
Or is
20.
it like,
just
or
like
is it 20 something?
yeah, South Park is at 21, and the Simpsons is older than that.
That's right. That's right.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, so at least like 27, 28, something like that.
Neverland, so it's 29 seasons.
Damn. That's as old as me.
Yeah.
Well, for
I
another
think
2 weeks.
The Simpsons was like runner up or something for longest running TV show,
Yeah,
or longest running like non like late night, you know.
longest running weekly episodic TV show, Monday Night Raw
Yeah,
from
yeah.
WWE is number 1.
Yeah. And then yeah, them, South Park, and I think like the other shows like Seinfeld, and there's a couple other sitcoms that went for like 15 plus years.
Damn, Rambo, you got
Yeah.
a drag race?
Somebody's getting on it.
I guess somebody was late for their ice cream or something. I don't know.
Let me play you the song of my people.
Well, Kylie Jenner's pregnant. You got anything to say about that, Rambo? Did you have anything to do with that?
Fuck.
Kylie Jenner? No, I wouldn't fuck around with any of them fucking.
Come on, the Kardashians are actually kind of hot women, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Fuck the Kardashians.
I mean, they're
fucking
whores.
idiots, man.
They're whores and sluts, and they're stupid. But fuck, they're pretty hot.
They all have big
Not-
asses.
The only one that's actually even halfway decently pretty would be
Kylie.
one of the Jenner sisters. Yeah, and the
Roboting. You're roboting.
You're roboting, Rambo.
that middle girl. I'm trying not to.
Okay.
He's trying not
to.
The middle one, the Chloe.
Oh.
Is it Chloe? Was it Chloe the one that said that she thinks that she banged O.J. Simpson or some shit?
No, the one with I'm sure that was Kim, but the one that was married or living with Scott Disick or whatever. That's the only one that's halfway even pretty. I mean, Kim's like fucking ugly as hell, man.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, her
Kim
sister,
Kardashian?
The other one, the one that was
I've
married
never
to
been a
basketball
fan
players.
either.
The one that was married to just keeps fucking basketball players.
That's that's Kim. That was Kim Kardashian, wasn't it?
Kim.
No,
Yeah.
well, Kim too, but her sister is the one that was married to Lamar Odom.
Mhm.
That one's fucking. She's ugly as shit, man. Like no, fuck the Kardashians, man. Like they're
And have you seen Kim Kardashian's ass non-photoshopped?
Yeah.
it's huge.
Remember?
It's disgusting. It looks like
It's gross.
looks like the surface of the moon.
I like butts. I mean, that's like my thing is I love butts, but hers is like it's almost like she used to be 700 fucking pounds, and the only thing she lost was like everything but her ass.
Well,
Like,
I watched. I watched her
nasty.
sex tape. Her ass didn't look that bad, unless it's changed since then.
Oh, it's changed.
It's grown.
It's
a whole
grown?
lot. Yeah. Like her ass is like way too fucking big. Like it's disgusting.
Got more craters than the moon, dude.
Yeah, it's nasty, dude.
So she looks like she's been fucking pound hard, put away wet.
Yeah. It's like her plastic surgery is giving out in parts of her ass. It's kind of
Yeah.
it's nasty.
Yeah.
Aw, that
Way too
sucks.
big. Way too big.
Oh, hell yes. Halo Storm just found that they're starting to bundle the Xbox One X with an Elite controller.
God, that's stupid.
For
fucking game.
$5.99.
It's well worth it.
Hell yeah!
I had Taco Bell today. I was sad. I didn't win an Xbox.
You didn't win anything.
Nope.
Let's put it this way. I think this 1 in 10 minute bullshit is a fucking lie. Because I turned in like 17 codes, and not a single one of them have won.
That's a lot of Taco Bell, Rambo. You might want to check your
That's a
cholesterol and
shit-
your blood sugar.
You know how many other
I've
millions of people are doing the same thing, though?
I've gone into Taco Bell and just gave them. I said, "Look, I want 2 boxes, but I don't want the food."
Mm.
Paid the $10 and then walked out and no winner.
Wait, they do that? Well,
Yeah.
what the fuck am I saying? I want the food.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm that like no that nah.
I
I'm good
have
with that $5.99 bullshit, man.
I have
That
drank an
$4.99
unhealthy amount of
pushing
Rockstar
it.
since Destiny 2 as well.
$4.99 is pushing it
Why is that pushing it?
because that's expensive for a fucking console.
Wait, just
I'm
the
barely
standard deal is $4.99?
The standard Xbox One X is $4.99, and the Xbox One X with Elite is $5.99
You're still getting an
So-
Elite controller at a steal.
at $50 off. But I mean, you can find it on sale all the time. I got my last Elite controller for $99.99.
Okay, you've had more than one and you didn't send the other one to me or Brimstone. Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought.
Maybe I'll buy one for y'all for Christmas.
Yeah,
Damn,
I'm down with that.
that'd be 2 years in a row I got a controller for Christmas. Right on.
I'll have to put your
It's
gamer
GameStop
tag
doing
on
the
there because you'll
bundle.
forget whose it was.
Oh, it's GameStop? Never
Yeah,
mind.
it's not Xbox doing the bundle. It's GameStop.
Oh yeah, Xbox isn't doing the bundle.
GameStop will do anything to make a sale, dude.
Yeah, they will.
They're probably
Yeah.
giving you a pre-owned Elite controller at that.
Eh. Probably
You're
why it's
not
so
wrong.
cheap.
So what was that
I'll
you
be
were,
right back. I gotta run to the restroom.
you were tweeting about EA today, Rambo?
Oh man, EA is a fucked up company, dude.
Yeah, they are.
The guy that he did Need for Speed, like the people who made Project Cars, also made like I think is Need for Speed Shift, and then another Need for Speed, and they were working on Shift 3. And well, they were about to. EA after they made that Need for Speed Shift 2, EA came to them and said, "I'll give you $1.5 million for you to make Shift 3. But the deal is that you cannot accept any game deal, like to make any games for anybody else. You cannot work for anybody else. Like you will only be with us." And the guy was like, "Well, sure. I mean, that's a lot of money, and I can, he said I took the money and I, gave my team bonuses, and we were hyped. We were going to be making a game for EA, and why not? I mean, that's really great." And then part of the deal was that EA, the big part of the deal was that EA got to keep every bit of intellectual property that was developed during the making of this game. And then the developer actually he was actually foreshadowing, like, I guess how EA was going to fuck them over. So he actually added into the contract that anything, obviously that was okay, but anything that they had to license out from a third party, they could obviously not give that to EA because they don't even own it.
Right.
So what he did is he took every piece of like equipment and everything that they worked on and put it under another company's name and then leased that stuff from that company. And so that way, so then when EA came to them, like 2 years, and I remind you, they hadn't worked on a game at all. Like they were making games, but they had not worked on a game or done anything for 2 years. And EA came to them and said, "Oh, guess what, guys? We're canceling the game. We're not doing it." And then they said, "But if any of your guys want to come work for us, let them know that they can just send us an email and we'll hire them." And so they got 3 people from that company to go work for EA, and those other people left. They were like, "Fuck you, man, I'm out," because like you just done fucked us over. Like we could have been working on all these games, or been like trying to make a game and make some money, but you fucked us over. You like basically shut us down for $1.5 million. And so they took that other third party company where all the assets were, and that's whenever I guess they came up with I guess some smaller games, but then mainly we all know now is Project Cars, and but EA effectively tried to basically shut down their competition by like doing these exclusive deals with them, but basically having no intention at all of actually making the fucking game, but just basically making it to where they could not make any competitor to them.
Well, Project Cars sucked. It's still fucked up, but Project Cars was a shit game.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Project Cars is like a great game by any means, but EA that's a fucking shitty thing to do to EA.
Oh yeah.
EA to do to a company. I mean, like, it kind of it brought me back to like what happened between like Scalebound. Obviously it's not the same deal because Scalebound, our Platinum Games was free to work on other games while they were making Scalebound, but it takes you back to all these deals that have like where the games were announced or they were talked about and all of a sudden they were canceled. It makes you wonder like how many times these companies actually do this to basically just shut down a competitor, like maybe a future competitor.
Instead of them working on a game that could compete with us.
Are we talking about?
We're going to pay them a small amount of money, and they're going to work on
Brent, what EA did to the Project Cars guys.
Yeah, where they're trying to absorb them for their excuse me. They were trying to absorb them for their technology, then fucking let them go.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, basically shut the company down because they had no work. They had to make that 1.5 million that they were paid last for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like no, we're not doing the deal now. Like all the 2 years that you've been out of the game, now you've got to start basically from scratch because like you're not coming off of a hot hit anymore, and it makes it a little bit harder for other publishers to want to work with you because you're not coming off of a hot hit. Like you're coming off of like basically a new studio at that point. So EA fucked them over hard.
Honestly, though, as shitty as it is, it sounds like standard business practices in today's world. I mean,
it's standard shitty business practices. I'm not saying that like EA is probably the only one that does it, but now that this is the only first public company that has actually came out and publicly called out one of these large publishers.
Oh, yeah.
For this type of practice, obviously.
It happens probably a lot more than it needs to. I mean, shit, one time is really more.
Yeah, it probably happens a hell of a lot more than what we even know about. Because, I'm sure that some of these companies see, like, something, like, talented developers that are maybe making a game that would compete with one of their main franchises. And, like, okay, well, what we'll do is we'll pay them and then work out a deal to where we can basically absorb them and not have to worry about them ever competing with us.
Yep.
It's fucked up, man.
And really, they were successful because Project Cars, it didn't really compete with shit. It sucked.
No. Yeah, I'm hoping Project Cars 2 is better, but I'm not. Like, the frame rate on Project Cars was horrible.
Even on PC, it sucked. It just...
Yeah, it was... It definitely was not a competitor to anything, really. It could have been if they maybe had the money to make it better. Maybe now that they're making Project Cars 2, maybe they actually have enough money to actually make Project Cars 2 an actual, decent racer. I guess we'll have to see.
I wonder how much of that game that they made can they use in a future title because of the trickiness of the main guy.
Huh?
Oh, like how much of the Need for Speed Shift 3 they can use in a future title?
They didn't.
Sure. Is that the game they were working on for EA?
Yeah, but they didn't even work on like the thing is though is they basically gave them the money and said that we're gonna have you work on it later or whatever. But then when it became time to actually to come together to discuss the details, that's
They
when
canceled
EA
it.
said. That's when EA said,
It was
"Oh, we're gonna
before
cancel
it was before they even started any of
Yeah,
the code or anything.
yeah. So basically, what they were doing is they were just holding them off from doing anything, basically shutting them down,
Right.
in hopes that like with that contract that they had, that the guy wouldn't have been smart enough to put all of his assets into a third company.
Right.
Because if they hadn't, then EA would basically have owned everything that company had.
Yep.
And that company would have just been dissolved.
Yeah, they would have taken the game, sold it, and they owned all the rights to it, so would have been their money.
And then
just dissolve the company and because that's
that
what
guy
they
would have had to
love
start
doing.
that guy would have had to start completely over.
This is why I'm big on brand loyalty. Because I know I've heard a lot of people go after brand loyalty. Like, oh, why would you be loyal to a company, and it's blah 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 blah. And I get it. I understand the arguments, but really the biggest thing you can do as a consumer is spend your money carefully. And yeah, this kind of shit, I mean, there's all sorts of companies that I've just decided, I'm never ever going to buy anything from them ever again because of, something like this kind of nonsense. And I'm really glad that I haven't bought any EA games since Battlefield 4.
And did you hear about, did you hear about what happened with Rags?
No.
He got banned from EA at Origin Online on his PC. But he got banned for a game that he's never even bought or played.
What?
Yeah, he posted up the response from EA Help, and it was like FIFA 17. He said, I got banned for EA finally decided to come back and let me know that I was banned for something related to FIFA 17, which is a game I've never owned.
Yeah, Rags doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would even play FIFA.
No.
Yeah, and what it is, it says multiple insufficient charges or whatever. So apparently, it's probably one of these phishing things where they got his information
and tried to charge the credit card. Yeah.
Yeah, I kept racking up shit on it, but he can't play Battlefield now.
Or Titanfall.
They're not gonna undo it?
No, they said that they've investigated the action and they feel like that it was a just ban, even though he's never bought it or played the game.
This is why when it comes to shopping online, I use a prepaid credit card.
Well, I don't think that's legal. I don't think, because it's one of the things about digital games that they haven't really settled in court yet. But technically, when you purchase a license to a digital game, you are supposed to have access to that game from here until the end of time.
No,
he can play the game, just not online.
It says in the contract though that in the terms and conditions of the digital game,
right,
that the end user can revoke your license at any point in time for any given reason.
But that's not legal. There's a.
Well, I mean, it's in their terms and conditions, and you.
Yeah, but there's all.
Purchasing it. I mean, I know it's not legal. I know what you're saying, but the thing is, though, is what they're going to argue in court is like, look, we can put whatever we want in the contract, and as soon as that person agrees to it, they basically have agreed to these terms.
That even there's a few things that you can't put in that even if you put in a contract,
it would have to be the case that some judge would have to set precedent on. But right now, I mean, it's legal because there's no precedent on it to be able to point to. And I think right now, honestly, they would actually point in EA's favor.
They might,
simply because there's no precedent for the judge to go back on and say, look, okay, comparing to the older cases that's happened before, and now this one, we rule in the favor of the other guy. But I think they would actually just rule in favor of the company in this one, which kind of fucking sucks because it screws anybody else. But man, that's like.
I mean, this is a question that's going to come up because it's going to become, do you really own? I mean, obviously, you do not own a game when you buy the game because, you didn't create it. It's not your intellectual property. But when you purchase a license to use a game, do you own that license, or is it merely leased to you for an indefinite amount of time? Up to the then that's I'm 99.9% certain that that's not legal, and it's in copyright laws because
Okay.
like a musician can't revoke a license once they sell you a license to a song if it's an unlimited use, lifetime license or what,
Okay,
like
but
not
if they're
it's limited
leasing
to,
you
like,
something,
radio.
Pete, you can break a lease.
Like I said, I'd have to look it up. I'm almost certain there's a few intricacies of, because I've looked into copyright law for certain things and trademark and patent and all that, and I swear to God there's something in there about because.
And they're not
Anyway.
taking away the whole product, just his ability to play it online, because according to them, they violated, or he violated.
He violated, yeah.
That's fucked. Either way.
Yeah, and like what Cyrus says here, that because I remember too that like Rags used to like or buys a lot of his games off of like G2A and shit. But G2A had a lot of problems before about like buying stuff off there, and then they would sell your information to other companies. And so if he bought something off there and then they sold, like somebody got his information from G2A, like his credit card information, and was making these fraudulent charges on a different area, it kind of makes you wonder if that maybe, I mean, it could possibly be something like that. But I mean,
or hey, it could have been what was it, Equifax, or
yeah, that could be the Equifax leak that somebody's got his information now, because
so many million people's information completely.
Did you hear about how Equifax even fucked up after that?
Oh yeah, I heard they fucked up again. Yeah,
they fucked up big time. Again, first of all, they set up a thing saying that if you want to know if you were affected or whatever, you can sign up for this 1 year security for free. But the thing is, though, instead of creating like a subdomain of their main website, where basically they created a whole nother website. And what it was such a long website address that everybody kept pointing to him saying, "Look, you're stupid for doing this, because this is like a fisher's dream, like these long websites, because like they're so easy to duplicate."
Right.
And so one guy actually went out and like their thing was like EquifaxSecurity2017.com. And so basically what this guy did is he went out and created a website called SecurityEquifax2017.com and sent it out, and people were at over 200,000 people actually signed up with him. But whenever it went to go enter your information, it didn't collect any. It basically warned the users what this was for.
Right.
And it even got to the point where Equifax themselves, their verified account on Twitter, shared out the fake website 3 times.
There's one good thing that's come of this is now so many like businesses are not going off your Equifax score, they're going off your TransUnion score. And in my case, my TransUnion score is better. So
yeah, mine too. So I'm like, dude, I think that what Equifax should do as a, look, we fucked up, so what we're doing is we're making everybody's credit score 800.
I'm good with that.
I think that's the only way for them to actually save face right now with me.
I think this just kind of outlines the whole nonsense that is the credit industry.
Well, this is huge, man. This is like implications that could last for a lifetime.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, Social Security numbers and shit, and you can't change those.
What I'm wondering is why the FCC or somebody within government is not bringing them in front of Congress like immediately.
You expect the government to be able to do their jobs.
I may claim that I was hacked in the Equifax thing too, just so I can get a better score.
They sure did with like Enron and all these different like all these other companies, and even that dude that was charging outrageous prices for that drug. They brought him in front of Congress. Like, why aren't you bringing Equifax in front of there and making them account for their fuck ups? I don't know. I think
accountability, Rambo. Now you're asking for too much.
Yep. I think something needs to be done to Equifax. that is not cool at all, because they're gonna end up profiting off of it and like still continuing to do business, and everybody like it's gonna go away pretty much, and that's what's sad.
Yep.
Yeah. That's fucking retarded. But what are you gonna do when you have idiots in charge, right? I mean,
Speaking of idiots in charge, so the EU suppressed a 300-page study that they paid for that found that piracy doesn't harm sales. And for video games, it's actually the reverse. But it didn't show what they wanted it to show, so they fucking suppressed it.
oh, that had to have been good. How did this get out?
Yeah,
How
how
did
did
that?
that information
How
get
did
out?
that? Yeah, that's.
Like who was the one that ratted on that one?
Oh man, let's see. The Dutch firm Ecory was the one commissioned to research the impact of piracy for several months. They submitted a 304-page report to the EU in May of 2015. The study has only come to light now because Julia Reda, a member of the European Parliament representing the German Pirate Party, posted the report on her personal blog after she got a hold of the copy through an EU Freedom of Information Act access to document request. The European Digital Rights Organization suggested in a blog post that the full contents of this report was intentionally suppressed, pointing to a 2016 academic paper by two commission officials. The paper, Movie Piracy and Displaced Sales in Europe, only mentioned the part of the Ecory report that highlighted the relationship between piracy and blockbuster film lost sales, to which the report or the study found that it was about 40%. So for every 10 pirated copies of a new blockbuster movie, the blockbuster movie loses about 4 sales in real life. Additionally, the paper didn't even disclose that the cited information came from Ecory's study. Jesus fucking Christ. That's from Gizmodo.
That is actually kind of funny how.
Right?
So these motherfuckers, man,
We can't even trust them with fucking piracy, man. These motherfuckers. They can't tell the truth about piracy, man. What the fuck can they tell the truth about?
Well, that's the thing. I was just gonna say they can't tell the truth at all. Like
At all.
they really don't have. They don't know what the truth is, dude. Now,
Well,
I don't
they
think
know what their
EU
truth is.
I don't
They know
think
what
the
they
EU
know what they know what they want us. They know what they want to be true, and so they will find anything and everything that supports that. And if it doesn't support that, well, then that's obviously it's either misleading or it was faulty or whatever. Even if they paid for it.
See, that's wrong. Like that's why I hate fucking news organizations. Their news organization in EU is just as bad as CNN as is over here.
Oh yeah, or the BBC. Oh my God, that shit's just
dude,
terrible.
BBC used to be good. They used to be really good. Now they've fallen into the whole CNN diatribe of falsifying and twisting the truth.
And they gotta pay for that with every screen they purchase. Every screen. I think technically they're trying to get cell phones too, because cell phones can now stream television.
Stupid TV tax bullshit.
Yeah, but for sure it's on any I don't know about laptops,
smart TVs
but yeah, smart TVs, regular TVs, LCD monitors for computers, anything. If it's a screen and it can possibly be hooked up to a TV signal, then you got to pay some ridiculously expensive license fee.
Exactly.
You have to pay it every year, right?
No, I think it's just a purchase. It's like the California recycling fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is also fucked.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
What the?
I'm outside, and my wife walked up and came up behind me and scared the shit out of me.
She put her finger in your ass.
Oh my God, man.
It sounded like something entered his anus. Damn.
Right?
I guess she's lucky that I don't have I'm not carrying a gun or anything like that.
Right?
I would have been shot.
Yo,
Jesus Christ.
Hey girl, it's good. Just put your finger in his ass. It'll be fine.
No, hell, and that hurt my side too. I jumped and
Yo, pop your thumb in his ass. We're on live right now. It'd be funny.
she can't hear you. You're in my ears.
Aw, damn it.
Tell her we'd like her thumb in your butthole, please.
I'm just trying to add heart attack split.
Okay. Now that my heart is maybe like getting back up into its proper location.
Exactly,
it's
go
not-
get. Now, when you pirate games, you're helping the industry.
But isn't that something that we've always kind of said, though, Shane? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
we've always kind of said
Dude,
that.
I've been
Like,
saying that for 15
No.
years.
Cyrus. Okay. It actually here's the thing is piracy is actually better than buying used games. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because at least one person that pirates a game, if they like the game,
they buy it.
they find it a good one, they will actually buy the game. There is a 0 out of however many that buy a used game, that if they like the game will go back and buy a brand new copy so that way the developers get the money.
Exactly.
That is the reason why it's better.
The most you'll get out of that person that bought the used game is DLC purchased.
Yeah.
Well, it's mainly because they've already justified it in the back of their mind that
Yeah,
since
they
they
paid
bought it used,
near
they paid
full
for
price.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean
I spent
and-
$45 on that game. I paid my fair share, which here's
and
In
their-
reality, no, it's right. In reality, it's right.
yeah, in their
yeah, I
mind,
mean,
in
it's
their
not
mind
that
it's
they're
right.
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, in their mind it's right, but in the develop, like as far as in the developers like pocketbook, piracy will garner them more money than buying used games, because somebody, at least there's only, even if there's only one person out of everybody that pirates, like say Battlefield 1, there's one person out of all those pirated games that will actually go out and buy Battlefield 1 and support that developer. But out of everybody who bought Battlefield 1 used, not a single one of them will go out and buy a brand new game. Like I
Not
understand
unless
like
there's no other choice and they can only find one after it breaks.
no.
Yeah.
well,
But
yeah,
even then,
yeah, if it breaks or but that very seldom.
yeah.
That's the reason why the one's better than the other. I'm not
Cyrus,
saying
you're
that
right.
either is right.
It is a kind of a devil's bargain between consumers and devs, but nobody really gets prosecuted for piracy. And I have a feeling that within the next decade or so, piracy probably won't even be a legal issue anymore, because I mean, technically, it's not an infringement of intellectual property rights. But even forgetting that, you can't stop it, and there are benefits to it. So really, who knows? People might start just working out a thing.
I've referenced this developer quite a few times because he is literally the prime example. He is the prime example as to why I believe piracy the way I look at piracy. The guy over at Renegade Games, lead developer of Torchlight, he said that his sales were so bad at the very launch of that game that he thought he was going to have to close up shop. Chinese pirators saved that dude's game because they were all made aware of this dude's game. You know what they did? Do you know what saved him? Piracy. Like, literally, I'm not even kidding. There was an article done on it. This dude almost lost a company making the thing that he loved. And that's Torchlight 1. He didn't get his Xbox Live agreement until long after the massive pirating that took place of the dude's game. And the only reason why the licensing took place was because Torchlight became so well known due to the pirating that the Chinese did, that not only did they pirate his shit, but they liked that game so much that they went back and paid for it. And he said something ridiculous too, which I don't know if I don't know if this is the case or not, but he said something around the lines of like 90% of the people that pirated it bought the game. So I mean,
But
in a way, piracy actually helped him from going belly under. If you think about it, I'm not saying every case is like this. By all means, I'm not saying that at all. I
No,
believe,
that's more likely, like probably a one-off, but
yeah,
still,
but
it's still there. Yeah, it still
Right.
shows.
And like, think about all the hardcore softwares you've ever used in your life. Look at Adobe. Look at Vegas. Look at all these programs that cost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And the developers are no better than the video game developers. They literally look at the problems that these softwares have, and they're like, "What? So we'll patch it when we patch it."
I can
They
vouch
really
for
don't
that.
care.
Like,
They don't
I've
care.
pirated Vegas and every Adobe software that there is. The only one I went back and paid for was Vegas, and that's because I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did, however, go back and pay for it brand new.
Yes, Cyrus. I think that, and go get. I think that you might be off here, but the majority of the reason why piracy is even a thing is because there are no demos, and the reason why people are pirating the game is to see if it actually works, to see if it's any good, to see anything about it at all. Because a lot of these
Because
consumers
games journalism has sucked for the last 15.
yeah,
20.
a lot of these people can't just put they don't trust the games journalists, they don't trust the review scores or whatever, so they want to see for themselves, and then if they like it, they will go buy the copy, or if they don't like it, they'll delete it. And then of course you have those people that just pirate for the hell of it. But I think that if they actually did more demos and games, then you'd have less piracy.
Probably, but demos are
problem-
hard. It's
But
extra.
the reason why I think there are no demos is because these games these days are launching with these day one patches and these everything else to get these games actually running correctly on a budget, on a deadline. And if they did a demo, well, that's
They'd have to be updating it the entire way, just like the game.
Yeah, and that's going to have some bugs and glitches, and it could turn off potential day one buyers. So I think that's the reason why they don't do demos anymore. I think it's a way because they don't have the time and resources to put into making sure that demo is running perfectly.
Honestly, the
Really?
day one patches are something I take into consideration before I buy a game day one.
Sure. And you know what? I'll tell you what. If a company wanted to curb piracy, the one in the best position right now would be Steam. And all they would have to do is say, look, if you publish on our platform, everybody gets to try your game free for 24 hours, a chunk. So whenever they sign up, they get 24 hours from that point. They can play it the whole 24 hours, or whether it's 6 hours spread along, or whatever, but whatever. They get one day to try it out, and then after that, it turns off until they buy it.
But I'm going to address Cyrus. Like nobody forces, no developer or publisher forces anybody to pirate a game. Just like none of these developers or publishers forces anyone to buy a used game. And sure,
And they're not forced to do a demo.
And you can say that yes, buying a used game is illegal, but then it goes to the morality of it. Like you're like we can't question morality in this sense because like the only reason that selling used games is legal is because it became like nobody has ever thrown a fit. Like these developers and these publishers will do anything they can to like make sure. That's the reason why I think you see a lot of the uptick in microtransactions, the uptick in like DLC and season passes.
It's
is
to
because they're
separate more of the price from the actual purchase price.
From GameStop. These developers would love for anything to get rid of GameStop and use games. The only thing is they can't because of whatever reason, but they're doing more and more to get rid of, like to push more sales into the digital realm, so that way like GameStop can't make money off of their product. And sure, I mean it's legal, but is it any less right? I mean, sure, I mean you have the legal side of it, but take that out of it. There's virtually no difference between piracy and buying a used game. The developer sees no money. The only thing you're doing by piracy is making nobody rich. The only thing you're doing by buying a used game is making GameStop rich.
And I look at it this way. When it comes to business, you can't have morality, really, right? Like, you can't. Let's be honest. If every business was built off of morality, we wouldn't have businesses. We
Very
wouldn't
true.
have we wouldn't have these awesome things that we have if it wasn't for somebody else, or if it wasn't for somebody else it costing them an arm and a leg, literally. You know? We
Wait a
wouldn't have.
minute. Oh, go ahead.
Huh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I like something Cyrus said just threw me off there.
Oh no, go. All right, all right. So
Then-
real quick, real quick, I'll say this. We can't have morality in this in business. We can't have. We can't. It's like you go to a slaughterhouse, right? And all these cows are ready to die, or they don't know they're gonna die, but nobody puts a name on them, right? Why? Because then you'd have moral obligations to save that life, or you'd show that you would care.
Yeah, the people
same
you
thing
like get a better deal, and the people you hate get a raw deal. I mean,
Pretty much, like it's really based on this sort of principle, and it's one that nobody likes to talk about.
It's still a physical product, though, Cyrus. The difference between it is that a game is not it's not the CD. No, they're not selling you the CD when you buy a game. They're selling you the intellectual property that is the code on the CD, and that is technically different.
Is he trying to say that the hardware and the software is the same thing?
No, but
what he's saying, he tries to say that like by buying, like he said, if I buy a used car, am I supposed to be concerned about whether or not Nissan gets a kickback? He said, I'm a consumer. We buy used products all the time. But I was like, cars aren't intellectual property. The motor is an intellectual property of like Nissan or whatever, like something inside the motor, whatever, all that stuff. But
not the actual motor,
car,
the way that they portray the motor or whatever.
Yeah.
The design of it is intellectual property,
yeah,
not the
but
part itself.
they're not selling the design.
Right, they're only selling the part.
They're actually selling the part. Like you can't get anything off of that. Like if I can go to like GameStop, pick up Battlefield 1, come home, rip that disc into my PC and pirate it over to other people, because I'm not buying the disc, I'm buying the actual intellectual property on the disc.
It's the same way music works, Cyrus. I mean, the
Yeah.
exact same way.
Although we do still have used CD and record.
And yeah, and
Of
I think that, but I mean, more and more like the digital area is pushing like
It-
physical
it's-
music
yeah.
out of it. But I mean, the one thing that really struck me was what Cyrus says: the devs are not my responsibility. Well, sure, they're not your responsibility, but if you like that game and you don't support the developer, well, then guess what? You can't be complaining whenever you're wondering, like, where's my Sunset Overdrive 2?
Yeah, if you want good quality games, then the devs kind of are your responsibility, because
Yeah,
if they
like
don't get paid, they're not going to be making games.
Yeah, because I mean, like if everybody, I mean, say for instance, right now, everybody quit buying digital games and everybody quit buying brand new releases and they only bought used copies. Gaming would cease to exist.
Like YouTubers that do this for a living, you stop watching them, or you stop showing them support, they go away. That's kind of, the viewer's fault.
Right. Well, it is. Absolutely, it is. I mean, we're gonna sit there and say, well, they're not entertaining enough, or you don't think it's worth paying for, right? I mean, it's the same concept. If somebody feels like a game isn't worth paying for, they're gonna pirate it to make sure it's gonna be worth paying for, or they're just gonna pirate it to be dicks. I mean, we can't control the moral compass of people in general. We can't do it, but we know it happens, and there's not a whole lot you can do to stop it.
And I'm not by any means by saying that people should pirate and not buy used games. I'm saying that they're basically equal, and if anything has like the better outcome for the developers or for furthering gaming, it would be piracy over used games. I'm not saying I don't do either one. I don't believe in. I think that if personally, I mean, the only thing I ever bought used was Mass Effect Andromeda, and that's because that's because they don't deserve my money.
Yeah, that team was a joke.
I would love to have that team that made Mass Effect Andromeda go under and never make another game again.
The only time I take used games into consideration is when it's not in production for brand new anymore, such as like a backwards compatible game on the 360.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I mean, if you cannot find a game.
Yeah, if it's not printed for a new copy anymore, all right, I'll do it.
But yeah, obviously, because you have to either that, and that's where a lot of piracy comes in, is like these older games that
Emulators
you can't
for
go buy.
SNES shit.
Emulating. I mean, yeah, sure, you can emulate it, but you still have to get a copy of the game to emulate it. I
Right.
mean, you
No,
can get
but
it.
yeah, but
So
you know,
that's where a lot of piracy
if you
comes
want
in.
if
is
you
the
want to play a
emulation.
SNES game, it's either pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars for all the shit you need, or pirate a copy of
And
the
at
game
that,
and
it's
get it
still
later.
used.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean-
exactly. Yeah, you
Yeah,
know.
and so I mean, like at the same time, like to me, that's where I see nothing wrong with people pirating like Super NES games and playing them on PC. Nintendo doesn't see any money at all from SNES game sales.
All right,
now.
so he's saying that it's better to steal a game from the store than rent it from Redbox. Kind of in a way, it's the same.
actually.
It's kind of the same thing. I mean, if you ask
I
me,
think Redbox. I don't see. I'll bet you because like movie rental places had to have a deal with the movie studio.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
so
that's the thing is like
Redbox, the rental things might actually have a deal to
Redbox-
where they have to give a
They do.
percentage. Yeah.
they do.
So that
They-
might
they-
actually be a lot better than used games.
Yeah, it is actually better than used games because it's the same thing with like Blockbuster. Whenever Blockbuster, because I had a friend that was like high up in the Blockbuster way back when Blockbuster was big, and what they do as a company, and even Redbox has to do this now, is they actually have to pay well over the dollar amount. So like say for a movie that we go out to the store and buy for $20, Blockbuster would have to pay like $180 for each copy of movie.
they'll make that
and that
back
makes-
like hand over fist, though.
Yeah, they will
Right.
make, but that's part of the deal is that like, okay, you're going to give me way like 400% over the cost of the movie because we know you're going to make more and we're okay with that, but we're going to make sure we get at least some of the cut.
Yeah.
And so that's the same thing with games. Like these game developers, like they publishers, whatever they allow Redbox to do that, but they have to pay X amount of dollars over the $60 amount in order to allow them to be able to rent that game out.
But here's the thing: how are you going to be able to facilitate regulations to make said deal on a used market? That would be like Dodge, Toyota, and Ford trying to go in and make
To
say,
dealerships and say if you sell our
Route
used cars,
66, Route 66, and tell them you have to give us this, or we're gonna pull your product. And
yeah,
And there's-
you'd have
you
to
can't
change
do
the
that.
law.
yeah, you'd have to change law. That's the thing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Cyrus, I mean, you could. I'm trying
I
to
see-
figure out.
I
I see
see
your
what he's-
point. I see your point.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel justified by buying the used game. I'm not saying that you're bad for buying it. I'm just saying you can't look at somebody who's pirated a game and think that you're better than they are. Because
Exactly.
because at that point, the only thing that you are different is then a moral issue.
You're paying
you
to
feel
pirate
more-
it, basically.
You basically feel morally justified because you gave somebody X amount of dollars to be able to play that game, but basically you were playing a pirated version of the game. You just paid for it. It basically would be like
The only
Napster.
reason it's legal is because it's a corporate or maybe business entity. Because
it's not on.
if a person was to do that, it would be illegal.
I'm not saying that it's on the consumer. It's not on the consumer. It is on the consumer that if you want more product from this developer or more product from this car company or more product from whatever it is that you are buying used, then it is up to the consumer to eventually, at some point, buy new from that developer, buy new from that car company, buy new from whatever that product is you bought used. Because just imagine if the whole world right now, every new product sat on the shelf and the only thing that was being bought was used products. The only companies that would be in business would be the people that are selling the used products. All the people making new products would be out of business. And you might say that's not your responsibility. And cool, it's not. But if you ever want new product, it kind of is.
Yeah,
it's up to you
it doesn't
to make sure
single-handedly
that-
lie on you, Cyrus. I mean,
No,
But you're the only thing that you can control. So as
Yeah.
far as it is up to you as far as you are concerned. That you are the only thing that you can do to ensure a business succeeds as far as spending your money.
Yep.
Or
Like it-
maybe
like-
recommending it to other people, but even then you can't control them, so that's not other than spreading the word, the only thing that you have control over directly is where you spend your money. So if you don't make sure that the companies that make products you like receive money, then you are not ensuring that company keeps existing.
At some
I mean,
point,
okay.
we're not saying like every product you need to buy day one
Sure.
new.
No,
At some
yeah.
point,
No, God, no. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you should. I'm not saying that if you buy a used game and like it, you should always run out and buy the brand new game. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you continually only buy used games,
Yeah, I mean,
then you're wondering why. Okay, well, why am I not getting a sequel to this game? It was a really great game. Well, if they didn't receive any money for the game because a lot of
How many people just bought used games, right?
then the onus is on the consumer to make sure that developer or that company gets money, so therefore they can make another product. It, like, for instance, like I know that you said that you liked Last of Us or Naughty Dog. But whenever Last of Us came out, and if only a few handful, say 2 million people bought it, or 1 million people bought it brand new, and then they returned their copies, and everybody from that point forward only bought the used copies. Then do you think that we would honestly get Last of Us 2? Do you think Sony would say, you know what? I know we didn't see that much of a return, if at any at all, on this game. But we're going to give you more money to make another game that's not going to give us any return. That's not going to. You would not get Last of Us 2.
And Cyrus, it's only judged whether it's a success or not. What you're saying, like in a certain time frame, what it sells, by the media. Really, at the end of the day, if you're buying a new copy years later, that's still going in the developer's pocket. I mean that. So the success or failure rate based on what it sells in a certain time frame is really only relevant to the media, in my eyes.
Yeah, the
and you got to think this whole industry has been prepared for long-term investments for forever. I mean, games, as soon as the internet was born, started out with multiplayer and patch support. So these companies they're used to making plans for keeping up on the game for years to come. So they got to know that games sometimes stretch longer and end up selling more copies in the long run, and stuff like that. So I'm sure they factor that kind of thing in,
Cyrus,
all the time.
And no, Cyrus, I don't think the publishers actually make that judgment like based on if it doesn't sell 2 million copies in 3 months, we're not making a sequel. The only thing it does would maybe prolong the ability to get a sequel, but the success or failure based on how much it sells in a time frame is on the fanboys and on the media. Like the thing is, like they like to judge. Well, it didn't sell 1 million. The thing is that we don't know what a success is to these companies. Like these companies could only need 100,000 copies to be sold to make a profit, to start making profit. So anything over 100,000 could be just nothing but pure profit for them, which would be successful if they only sold them like 500,000 or even 1 million. But some of these games, like say Destiny or like
Call of Duty,
Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, they put multi-millions,
hundreds sometimes,
millions into these games, this one game. And if it's like, I obviously I don't know the math on how much money they get out of every copy sold, but we're just going to say they get $40 and they only sell 1 million. They're getting what, $400,000? And that, I mean, that's like if everybody bought used,
40 million.
Okay, 40 million. Yeah. So I mean, they're still not.
But still waste. Yeah, exactly. They still have lost money so far. Now
they've lost.
Maybe they'll make it up later, but even still, that's not as good of a selling game as the cheaper, less expensive to make example.
Oh, definitely, Cyrus. Yeah, this is like one thing that is like we're not gonna hold like grudges and be pissed off at you because you disagreed with us. Like, no, like you have, like, obviously you have your convictions in this, but that's, I mean, I have my convictions because I choose not to buy used or pirate.
Fuck all you guys. I'd rather strap dynamite to all you motherfuckers and push the button. What are you talking about?
Can we talk about PUBG?
What about PUBG?
Oh, yeah,
These motherfuckers
I have an
are
article.
the ballsiest motherfuckers that gaming has seen in quite a while. Fortnite. Y'all, everybody knows what Fortnite is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all thought it was probably going to be a failure because it's waited too long to release. Well, now that they've seen the Fortnite seen the success of PUBG's Battle Royale, they decided, okay, you know what, we will add a Battle Royale to our Fortnite.
Yeah. Grand Theft Auto did it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
With a Fortnite twist.
I mean, it's all copies of H1Z1, but
yes. Well, actually, it's even copies of Dota 2, and I mean, it just
sure.
continues on.
Exactly.
But the thing is, though, is that PUBG says, like, they're not too happy about Fortnite doing this because they're actually releasing free on consoles the actual Battle Royale part.
Oh,
in
That's
3
cool.
days.
I'll play it.
They're releasing it in like 3 days, and so
Even if you don't own the game.
you don't have to buy the game. It's a free to play game.
yeah.
Oh,
I'll
I'm
play
down.
that. Hell yeah.
They're making Fortnite a free to play game, and everybody gets the Battle Royale update, and so they're actually considering what they said further action.
Yep.
And I'm like going, you don't own Battle Royale.
You're right. 100 people on an island is not a copyrightable thing, bruh.
Yeah,
And I'm like, who the hell are you to actually even complain about this, considering you stole the fucking idea off of H1Z1?
That's like Call of Duty going after everyone with a team deathmatch. It doesn't work that way.
Right?
Yeah, and it's like Doom going after every single FPS.
Every one of them.
I mean, come on, that has got to be some of the most ballsiest thing to come out and basically say, if they don't do something about it, we are gonna consider further action. Like, what further action can you take besides bitching about it on Twitter? You can't. Like, the judge will laugh you out of court.
Yeah, but they're getting pressed though, and you know what they say: there's no such thing as bad press.
Yeah, that to me that.
It has to be what it is, right? Because there's no way he's that stupid.
I would hope not, because if they, I mean, the only thing that this is doing.
I mean, they only said it was an executive, so they didn't say it was the creator. But you have to think, like, how many higher ups would have been in on something that's like this tweet? So, and none of them know.
The head of, I mean, all these articles that came out, and Brendan, whatever his name is.
PlayerUnknown also made the original mod for Arma. I mean, so he's no stranger to taking a genre to other companies. So he's got to know this is bullshit.
Yeah,
I think he's just trying to get his numbers back up on PUBG because he went from being number one. I think he's falling in his ranks a little bit, but not a lot. But I think he's just trying to keep his relevance up. That's all he's doing.
That shit sold like a Nintendo game in early access. He's got nothing to fucking complain about.
And what I think is funny is the fact that what he's worried about is Fortnite actually getting all the console success of the Battle Royale game. And by the time he launches on Xbox, he's not going to be as
PUBG
successful.
Won't sell as well, yeah.
Because we'll already have a Battle Royale game on the console.
And free to play at that.
And free to play, yes. They don't have to spend the $30, $40.
So seriously, in a few days, you can just download it and it's fucking free?
I think you can actually download it now. I saw people like downloading it now. I'm not sure if it's
it's out for PC.
It's free right now.
I think that's the thing. I don't think it's out
it's
yet.
It's out for consoles.
Oh, is it?
It's out for consoles, but it was
to the Xbox store.
It was listed as they were only listed as a pre-order package, like to where you could you had to actually buy.
So they just haven't actually updated like the page and all that then.
Right. Yeah. Fortnite right now on PlayStation is free.
Huh.
What?
Yep.
I want a free copy.
I'm downloading it right now.
Download it. Yeah.
Fortnite looked like fun too. I was looking at that. Like, I know it's been forever, but I mean, who cares? Like, at least they brought it out finally. It's taken years, but whatever. I'll still try it.
Hey, it's free, right? And you know what?
Yeah.
This has been the way for a lot of games where either in production they think they're going to be a paid game, or they start out a paid game and then they go free to play. And you know what? That kind of shit has saved some games. And if they pair it with good microtransactions and it's just cosmetic stuff and not pay to win shit, you can, you know, Dota 2 is still one of the most profitable games in the world. And it's not hard to make a game that's good enough to get a lot of people buying, you know, hats or costumes or whatever else the fuck.
I think that this is actually going to backfire in PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds' face.
Oh,
because I think
probably.
that, sure, it's going to actually put them in the news again or whatever, like constantly. But the thing is, though, is I think it's going to get a lot of people, especially PC gamers too, to actually go check out Fortnite.
Yeah, they're going to be talking about Fortnite.
And because the thing is, though, is that I don't think too many consumers like these developers like overreaching like this.
Okay, let me offer you some 4D chess, sir. What if he's thinking, so I promote this shit out, not only do I get my name back in the papers for now, but I promote the shit out of Fortnite, everybody goes and tries it and downloads the free-to-play because it's coming out on free-to-play, and it flames out so
Yeah,
that
it's
by
not
the
free on
time
Xbox yet.
PUBG comes out, people are sick and tired of Fortnite and want to play something similar but different.
I'm not sure that would happen because
well, I'm like I said, I'm just offering a little 4D insight.
If by chance though,
later, Halo.
If by chance though that Fortnite is running smoothly, they've already got the leg up on PlayerUnknown.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Because it's having problems like on high-end PCs, and I can only imagine what type of problems it's going to have like on the Xbox and PlayStation.
I was actually talking to someone about that this morning. Was he was saying he's got like 8 gigs of DDR4 RAM and he still gets lag. Well, it's a 100-player sandbox game. You're going to get lag. This particular person is in Canada, so I mean you're going to get fucking lag.
And from what I've heard, most of the frame rate and other like really bad latency issues are mostly optimization and not like actual. It's not
your hardware. It's them.
Yeah, it's not hardware limitations that are making it do this. It is software limitations. And so software limitations can often, not always, but often be fixed completely,
Patched.
and if not better than ever, like, there's lots of games that have gone through revisions and, all of a sudden they're performing, even better than what you would expected. So who knows, we'll have to see.
I think, I don't know, like I said, I'll try Fortnite out. It does look promising. PUBG, like, I like it, but it pisses me off. Community is, well, the community, anything that gets big, it's going to be, like, overran by toxicity, so you can't really help that.
I mean, any multiplayer game, really.
Yeah, any game.
The only problem with that is that the developer, Brendan or whatever, is another like SJW type thing. So he goes after anybody who quote unquote bullies people or whatever. Like he has that SJW mentality.
Dude, that motherfucker's an idiot, dude. He's all I don't like it when people make YouTube videos about my shit, but you know what? I'll support the streamers. Fuck you. You fucking fuck.
And what a great segue to now that you can be banned in Overwatch permanently for harassing
a streamer?
No, just like toxicity or
September 26th, Battle Royale will be fully free to play on all platforms.
Like
sweet deal.
Abusive language, or I mean, that's literally what it's in like competitive. It's like leaving or like abusive, like harassment language and shit like that.
I think that's bullshit, man.
I think it's, but dude, it's gonna have the opposite fucking effect. Because look at League of Legends. League of Legends, they've had this shit for years, and it is the most fucking toxic ass community of fucking any game ever. Ever. Like, all this is gonna do is create a witch hunt mentality with everyone against everyone.
It's
and
going
everybody's.
Back to, it's kind of like just taking what Firewatch did to PewDiePie one step further.
Yeah. Everybody
It's
is going to be worried constantly. They're never going to want to go on voice chat because they're not going to want some asshole to take something they said wrong or start a fight with them or whatever because they're not going to, whatever. It could lead to a ban. You don't know who and who the fuck are the people that are going to listen to whatever or read or however they look at what was said and done during the game to decide, who gets to choose who gets banned and who isn't. Dude, this is gonna. Oh man, might kill Overwatch.
It could.
This might be the nail in the coffin. I mean, I've been saying for a while that if Blizzard didn't start doing some shit, they were gonna kill this game because they suck at balancing, and But yeah, this might do it. It depends. We'll see. It might just end up it's reserved for only the rare instances where somebody really like blows a gasket or something. But when the fuck has that ever happened in the last 10 years, right?
shit.
Well, to be fair, the PC gaming community is amongst the most forgiving. Like they're definitely the don't fuck with us, we won't fuck with you type of mentality.
This is true.
They're forgiving when it comes to titles they really like.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that as long as you can remain nestled in people's hearts, you can almost do no wrong. But
like World of Warcraft could raise their subscription price, and the PC gamers would find a way to justify it. I mean, because
the ones still playing would, because yeah, they're still playing. They're in. You know how much money they've spent already.
I don't even want to talk about it, sir.
They want to keep playing as long as they can.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
That was kind of like Boogie 2998. He did a video today about NBA 2K18. Have you heard about this?
Oh, the fucking story. Yeah, I just got done hearing about it. That is fucked.
They had an 88, like the review score is an 88 on Metacritic, but the user score is a 3.7. And the only time that is like that is either fanboys like really attacking it, or the community is speaking out. And what it is that they literally put microtransactions in the fucking story mode, and then everything. And Boogie like kind of I can give you the gist of it. A haircut is like 700 VC virtual currency, but like the Michael Jordan move is like 20,000 or 50,000 virtual currency. And he said that what happens is that in the story mode, you like to get virtual currency. In order to get the Jordan move, you would have to play an equivalent to grind out the virtual currency. You have to play an equivalent of 200 full games just to get one move.
Yeah, it looks like the basketball genre just like all flipped back over to EA Sports.
As terrible as that is.
Yeah, and so what this actually has done though is that the only way to level up your character in the story mode is to use virtual currency. And so now they made it to where you can't even get better in the game in the story mode without having virtual currency. And so it's either you grind out as a shitty player, which actually takes you even longer because you get less virtual currency because you're a shitty player, or you pay money to get virtual currency to buy player to be able to play better.
It's less to upgrade your player though, Rambo. So it's either you save up your VC for that one stupid move, or you upgrade your player as you go and then grind even more after that for that move. I mean,
probably hundreds and hundreds of hours to even do a tiny amount of the total percentage of the things you can unlock.
Yes.
Which is kind of ludicrous.
But most sports games are like this now. Like, I recently renewed my EA Access because last time I had it, they had just a handful of games, and now they got like 20. So I was like, okay, $4.99 to give it another try. That's not bad. And besides, I haven't played a sports game in ages. So I downloaded the newest Madden they had on there, which was 17. That shit is all messed up now. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to go to 16 then. Eventually, I ended up downloading most of the ones they have on there, doing the training, taking the 100 gamer points for doing the training, and then uninstalling them. I mean, it's all fucked up now. It's not just let's play some football and unlock some stuff. No, it's not that way anymore.
And that's because
It's-
everybody supports this shit, dude. There's a lot of sports junkies that just don't care, dude. They're like, whatever, I got a few dollars. I work all the time. I'll pay for this,
Just like people will keep buying the next Call of Duty, people will keep buying the
Yep.
next Madden
I-
or whatever.
But
I
sports.
haven't. Yeah, go ahead, Shane.
Oh, I was just gonna say, but sports game devs are kind of smart that way. Like Brimstone said, like whatever, I work all the time. Like I can afford a few dollars here and there. Most people that play these sports games, that's the audience it targets. They go to work, they come home, they play their Madden or their NBA, they go to sleep, and they do it all over again. So to them, it is nothing but a few dollars. But to gamers that, that's like what they do is game, and not just on the sports game. It's more than a few dollars. That's them deciding whether or not they want to put their money toward other games or the few dollars into the sports game.
I think it just EA's, they've taken the favor with the community again. We all like to be F1. We all like Titanfall 2. There's a lot of games that they've been putting out that's really good and they've done extremely well with. And then there's this, right? There's the sports franchise. There's the franchise that's catered to the one-off gamer who's not really a gamer. So whenever you hear them say, well, that's not our audience, that's why. They're not catering to us. They're catering to the working guy that, he doesn't have very many games, but what he does have, he plays, and he's loyal to it because that's what he likes, that's what he enjoys. And it kind of goes right back down to brand loyalty is what Pete was saying earlier. I mean, everybody's situation's different for these kind of things, but Shane's right. From when I played of Madden back in the day, I miss those games to where they're
they
where
were
it's at
great,
now.
dude.
Yeah, back then they were actually fun. Now they feel like a job, and it's like, God damn, I don't want to touch this shit. This is fucking cancer.
Yeah, I
But
don't
if you
only
love
want to play a
football-
sports game. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, EA, sure they have microtransactions in their sports franchises, but they're not to the level of what 2K did.
no,
Not yet.
nowhere near
And-
that right now. Anyway,
I wouldn't
And-
put anything past EA though. So
I wouldn't either, but I mean, still, I think this is like the 2K community is definitely speaking out,
Oh yeah.
and so it's actually, I mean, I'm hoping that maybe they speak out enough to where 2K either changes it, like removes some of the virtual
Or-
currency need,
EA learns from their mistake.
or EA learns from their mistake and actually can build up off of this. Something needs to happen because that is outrageous. Like, sure, I mean, it's not pay to win, but it's like actually just pay to play. Because
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, these people that are, like you said,
It's
like,
World of
targeting
Warcraft,
the-
but basketball.
the working people, like they go to work and they come home and they play their 2K, but they don't have time to sit there and play 200 by the time they play 200 matches, it's going to be the time for the next 2K game to come out because of the fact of how much they work. So I mean, there's the level of grinding just to get one fucking move. I mean, we're not even talking about like if you want more moves or anything like that, or if you want even like to just build up your character and stuff.
And that's like a
That's to
taunt
get
move,
one
right?
move.
It's not anything that will physically make you better.
No,
Right.
it actually will physically make you better. That's actually a move for like to do this, the Michael Jordan dunk.
Okay, well that's just for show then. That dunk that Jordan
No,
did was just
that levels up your character.
Oh, all right. Well, at least it's not just for show then.
I mean,
Straight up dirty.
yeah, but I mean, this is actually like their virtual currency thing is actually making it to where you can't. It's almost as if you cannot progress in the story mode unless you pay money to get the virtual currency. Either that, or you're going to like by the time you actually get to where like maybe even finish the story mode or get to the top rank in story mode, the NBA 2K19 is going to be out because of the fact of how much grinding you have to do. Because that's insane. I mean, that's not like I said, it's not pay to win, but it's pay to play. Like you're already paying $60 for the damn game. You should be able to play the story mode with no fucking with no need to buy the microtransactions. If the microtransactions were going to be for anything, should be for like it's like what you were saying, like basically they're just for looks, basically like a cool looking dunk or whatever. It's not going to make you
Yeah, like the
stats
Destiny
better.
ones.
yeah, it's not going to make your stats any better, but it'll just make you look cooler whenever you dunk. And in the multiplayer area, but definitely not in the story mode area, because that's some fucked up shit, man. And I'm hoping that I've never seen the community in gaming, like besides PC, but in the console space, actually speak out like this towards a developer. Like usually most of these sports, especially the sports franchises, they like
the
their
fans
community
usually
will
just
almost
eat it and smile. I mean,
yeah, they will almost defend them at any cost. It's almost like Nintendo, like the Nintendo fanboys during the Wii U. They would do anything to make sure that if you were actually speaking any sort of constructive criticism towards that sports franchise, they will defend them till they die. And so it's actually nice to see it actually as a whole, them coming out and speaking out on it. So I'm hoping that we actually see some change, and maybe that will wake up other communities within the console space to be able to speak out as a group.
Yep.
Yeah, JC, I know we said EA learning from 2K's mistake, but this is
Anything's possible.
This is a podcast about positivity.
You know, Trump is president, so I mean, shit. If Trump can be president, come on, EA can learn from their mistakes.
it's called turning over a new leaf, sir.
It could fucking happen, right? There might be an alternate universe somewhere where EA is a really good company.
I want to go live there.
Yeah, but dude, in that one, Hillary Clinton's president.
Oh, never mind then.
That's the way it would have to be, right? The
I'm
balance
cool,
has to be maintained.
I'm cool where I'm at. I'll continue with EA being a shit company. And I don't know why everybody gives Activision so much shit. I mean, sure, yeah. I mean,
because they did it first, bro. They did it first. They really
with
did.
what?
Call of Duty.
How? Okay, seriously, how did they do this with Call of Duty?
When's the last COD that you played,
4
Rambo?
map packs for $15.
I played all the CODs, but as far as like online, I don't.
You can't even get all the guns now without either buying COD points.
Yeah, and they really did start it first. They
or
were the
grinding
first
the
one to
shit
start
out
doing,
of things for supply drops and scraps.
Yeah.
See, I don't play online. I always buy the season pass for some reason, but I never play online.
Me too, but you still cannot get the actual, like the season pass does not get you all the weapons in the game.
See, I don't know, because like the only thing I know is like I own every COD and the season pass, like the $100 version, but I've never played online. I've only played Black Ops 3 online for like maybe a day, and that was it.
Fucking peasant.
Why are you buying season passes then, Rambo? That's just...
No, right?
Because the off chance that I might want to play it.
You spend $40 extra on the off chance you might want to play it?
It must be so nice to have money.
I know, right?
Don't laugh at me. It's just...
No, it's just funny, dude. I'm not laughing at you.
Oh, fuck that. I'm laughing at you, dude. You can deal with it. That is fucking hilarious to me.
But there's something...
like, there might be
if season passes came used, I'd buy them used. Fuck.
Sometimes, like, what happens is sometimes, like, a friend will say, hey, you want to play COD? And they have the season pass and everything, and then I don't have to be at that moment going, okay, well, I need to spend, X amount of dollars to be able to play with them. I already have it good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
But I can say that this new one coming out, World War II, is the very first COD that I only pre-ordered the base version.
Well, congratulations on that for only spending $60.
And that's interesting because this one actually looks the best out of the last, like...
I know, right?
But
That's the thing. This is probably the first one there's a chance that I might buy it.
I may or may love this game. May not love this game. It's good.
I have
High
not
chance
bought
that
a
I
Call of
don't,
Duty
but
since 4.
$100 fucking version pre-ordered for the win.
Fuck that.
I don't know. I mean...
Unlock your weapon of choice from the very start if you pre-order it.
I have all those. I have that problem, like that. I buy like the usually like I try to buy like the biggest package, like to make sure that I have everything on the off chance.
Well,
I
yeah,
might
you're a
get it.
collector. Yeah, that's
So-
and that's the thing. I'm not a collector, so I can't even fathom.
That applies to some stuff though, but like if Taco Bell had a $10 box for a winner every 9 minutes instead of 10, you'd buy the $10 box. He's got to think about it.
Maybe. Maybe, but that's my
And
gambling.
we all know
problem.
that means yes.
But that's my gambling problem. I mean, that I. If
Thank
like,
God he's in
if I was-
Oklahoma, not Nevada, Brimstone.
I know, right?
Oh, yeah. If I was in Nevada, I would already they would already have the title to my car and everything else.
Dude, we
Like,
got slot machines in gas stations.
I don't mess with slot machines. Like slot machines are boring as fuck. Like I play cards. I play the tables. I cannot sit in front of a slot machine and play like that. Just there's so much.
So you
shit
like to
going
have
on
nut
that-
sucks around you, huh?
Dude, I've
Well,
heard
there's so much-
stories.
There's so much shit going on in a slot machine. Like you can win 100 different ways, and so I think they do that in an effort to make sure that like the
You
person
stay
can't
there,
really
yeah.
tell if they actually won, and so the machine gets to tell you if you won or not. And so, because like, there's no way to look at those boards because there's so much shit on those boards to be able to tell, like, wait a minute, I really actually won, but the thing said I didn't win, because there's so much fucking shit, and you can win so many fucking different ways that you can't keep track of everything.
Are you one of them guys that
Cards.
counts card?
In cards, like you know, like you can you know that you know if you won or not. Like there's no question. And I've tried the counting cards, and I've gotten like decent at it, but not to the point to where I would be like a threat to Vegas. I've been working on like reading on how to do it and like studying the like stuff like that. But I don't get to go enough in order to practice, so that's also a problem.
That's the only time that playing any card game involves any kind of skill, is if you're counting the cards. Otherwise,
well,
it's luck of the draw.
Well, yeah, but
Poker's got skill.
there's no skill at all in like slots. It's just that the only difference between slots and the cards is that in the cards you know for a fact if you won or not. There's no question. Like it's like you can look and physically see, all right, I lost. But on the slot machine, it's up to the machine to tell you if you did or not. For
Yeah.
most slot machines, obviously there's one that just has like the three little bars and it's easy to tell. But for the most part, like you go to a slot machine, you can't tell if you won. You have to let the machine tell you.
I know some of those lines it comes up with too, like
Yeah, it's so weird and so awkward.
like
and
when you play
how
all
did I
10
win
lines or
whenever-
however many lines there are. It's
Yeah.
like, so this little diagonal, like fucked up version of a C is a line. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, and so that's the reason why there's so many combinations to win there or not to win.
Well, yeah, and you
that-
can win a tiny amount, and you can win a whole lot, and you can win
Yeah.
everything in
But
between.
the thing is,
And
though, is
so, like,
you don't
you-
know if you actually won or lost unless the machine tells you.
Right. And I think slots is more designed to keep you in because you'll win a whole lot of little things in a row to where you'll around break even, and then
Yeah.
every once in a while you win a bigger one. And on the overall, the house wins because, most people lose on the overall, and it's only, one in every million or so that actually wins something significant. But,
Oh yeah.
so it's a way different like trick to get your money than like blackjack or or especially like poker or anything like that. But yeah, if your gambling is confined to Taco Bell boxes, I guess that's not too bad of a problem, right?
I don't know. It's like playing a fucking $5 slot machine.
Yeah, but it's only while the thing's going.
Yeah.
It's not like he's gonna be going to Taco Bell forever, trying to put in codes.
No, his wife's favorite place is Taco Bell. So even well after this promotion is over, he's gonna spend more money
He'll
there.
still be going there. Yep.
No, I've actually got my wife tired of a good Taco Bell now. Like she's like, when I even tonight I was like, we can go get like the $5 boxes at Taco Bell so I can try to win an Xbox One X, and she's like, or I can pick up a pizza. Like so, this actually might be like working in my favor at the same time.
I can
Your
get-
plan
dude,
is
I can
working.
I can win an Xbox One and get my wife off at Taco Bell.
Yes,
Sign
like
me
it.
up.
Like I can kill two birds with one stone.
That's his evil plan. Let's go bankrupt by trying to win an Xbox One X, then she'll want Pizza Hut.
Or kill, I guess, kill two birds with one shit because like Taco Bell is like killing my fucking gut, man.
Pussy.
You just got a weak
Ugh.
stomach, Rambo.
It's like eating fucking acid.
It's really not the greatest for you, and it doesn't. It actually, I had it the last night we were streaming. This is the first time I've had it in years, and it actually didn't do my stomach bad at all. I thought it was.
No,
going
it's
to,
whenever
but
you eat it. It's whenever you eat it a lot. Like
Yeah.
if you go there and just eat it once every once in a while, you're good. But if you eat
Yeah.
it a lot, like your stomach's like, fuck, dude, you got to get.
Well, because that's the thing. The meat is actually like a soy byproduct, and everything is freeze dried, and I mean, it's just it's not the unhealthiest food. because
Everything
it
is
doesn't have a whole
delicious.
lot
You
of-
guys are leaving that one out.
It doesn't have a whole lot of sugar. It doesn't have the most fat, but it's really not the greatest for you either.
See, when it comes to fast food chains, I like Panda Express. It's like one of my favorites.
Panda's good. Subway's
Yeah.
good. I mean, I like Carl's and Jack, and
See, I liked Carl's up until recently, and
I
now
try not to because
I can never eat it again.
For you. Yeah.
Well, it's not even so much that it's one of my fellow group members in my local area put their ex workplace, which used to be my favorite burger place, as far as being a 24-hour one, on blast. And then she posted pictures of all the crazy shit that was going on in there, and I was like, "Great! So bye, Carl's Jr."
Well,
The
that
ones
is
by
a
Sam's
local
Club you said
node.
isn't bad though.
I'm sure that's
yeah,
not
Sam's
happening
Club's
in every
not
one
bad,
of
but
them.
it's not 24 hours.
Very true. Forgot about that. KFC, Cyrus. Really, KFC?
I know. Popeyes is so much better. So much better.
KFC's all right. Like we had KFC. What was that? Like last month, I think. It was all right. It was pretty good.
It is so the McDonald's of fried chicken.
Yeah, I would say
It really is.
I'm more keen on Churches. To tell you the truth, Churches.
Yeah,
is really
Church's
good.
is good. Yeah.
I've never
I
had
love,
any fried chicken place but KFC, so I don't know.
Like, dude, mashed and gravy is my thing, right? Because I dip chicken in it and I dip fries in it. Like, I'll dip almost anything in mashed and gravy.
Yeah,
So, and not that KFC's is bad, but I like
It's not
Popeyes.
good.
Yeah, it's not the greatest, and I like Popeyes a lot better. And
KFC, I love KFCs, man.
I don't even think there's a church near me. There used to be a long ass
Popeyes-
time ago, but
Popeyes is tasty. I'm not gonna lie. That shit is
Yeah.
so
I
good.
can't. I don't
And there's
like
so
any of
much
that
crud-
Popeyes
like,
and shit.
Even
And that's
even
the
El
big
Pollo
thing.
Loco's better. El Pollo Loco's like 100 times better too.
they really don't even have extra crispy chicken at KFC anymore. Their extra crispiest is nowhere near what it used to
It's
be.
it's based on the franchise. It's pretty much where you go now.
Yeah, and
the-
Popeyes actually is crispy as fuck, and it's good. So
Yo, Popeye. I think Popeyes puts crispy on crispy, dude. Like
right,
I've had that shit. That shit is like you
crispy
bite
and
into it,
flaky.
It's
Oh, and
double
those biscuits.
fried.
bro. Like that
The
shit is like a
biscuits is no
mouthful of
question.
dough.
KFC biscuits are fucking hockey pucks compared to Popeye biscuits.
Oh no, but like KFC biscuits are like the shit, man. I love.
I
it.
love those too. Yeah, those are actually really. That's probably their. So I hate coleslaw, right? Like I fucking can't stand
Oh,
coleslaw.
I can't
Why?
either.
But
Oh, it's gross.
KFC's coleslaw, I love it. I don't know why.
I can't stand coleslaw either. That's fucking nasty. That's like restaurant
Yeah.
food.
I'm good.
I don't know.
I mix coleslaw up with mashed potatoes and
Yeah.
gravy. Oh my god, it is so tasty.
It's
Oh
good
god,
shit.
no, that's fucking gross, man.
See, I guess why I don't go to chicken places much is because I always have that kind of stuff at home, like, you know, chicken dinners or steak dinners or that kind of thing. So, like, when I go to fast food, it's got to be, like, something, you know, out of the ordinary. Like, I used to hate paying for Subway because, like, oh, I can make a fucking sandwich at home, but not like they
Yeah,
do.
I'm kind of like that too. I hate going to, like, my wife's like, let's go to Subway. And like, we have fucking sandwiches here. Like, what's the purpose in going to Subway just because it has fancy bread? I'm like, shit. Like, you're paying a shit ton of money for fucking bread.
Yeah, I know. The sandwich I eat at Subway
Oh,
is like
dude.
$10.50. So it's like, really?
Oh, their meatball is still really cheap and it's good. Like I do
Yeah,
prefer I do prefer Togo's to Subway. You get it varies between cheaper and more expensive, but it's about the same price. You get a lot more, and I think the meats and stuff is a lot better. But I do love Subway's meatball sandwiches.
I miss who was that one sandwich that
Quiznos?
they yes, dude, Quiznos. I like if Quiznos was around, I would eat there all the time. I
I've never
fucking
been a fan, and I got one right next to me or near me too.
wait, they're still open by you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're only closed in some areas, Brim.
Yep.
Where I
see,
moved from, we had 2 of them.
yeah, we have Quiznos here.
We had a Quiznos. We had 2 of them here, and they both closed down.
Oh, we have a bunch here. They're just not as popular as Subway.
Fuck
Meatball
Subway.
subs are God's food, and
And
that's such
Cyrus-
a Casey's Caesar.
I've tried Raising Cane's, but I just find nothing special about it. It's like, let's go to like a fast food place and eat little kid food like chicken fingers.
I could do that. I love chicken fingers. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. To me, that
Chicken tendies.
yeah, like
They're
chicken
called
tenders to
nuggies?
me are like
bro.
they're like kid food. You know, like that's like
It is
what's
kind
on
of
the
kid
kids
food,
menu.
yeah.
That's like what's on the kids menu, and I'm like, I see nothing special.
They have the
It's almost
adult
like-
version.
They got to be really good.
What, just bigger? Nothing that
Yes,
just
they're
make
chicken
them-
strips.
Yeah, the strips. Yeah.
No, the only thing they do is chicken tenders.
No. But well, yeah, at that place.
Yeah,
But the more adult version of chicken tenders is just like chicken strips.
yeah, but I personally like to me when I like chicken, I like my whole fucking chicken.
I
Like,
do
we
love
go to
rotisserie
a-
chickens at Rayleigh's.
We go to a place here in Oklahoma, Okarches. Well, not Okarches. It's fuck, I forgot the name of it, but it's in Okarche, Oklahoma, and like you go there and it's an old time thing, like to where like you just sit down and they just have these long ass tables with chairs on them, and like you don't have your own table, you just go down and sit down, and the only thing they have on the menu is chicken and chicken. And so you go there and you order, like, you don't order like a breast and fries and shit like that. You order either 1 chicken, 2 chickens, or 3 chickens. Like, and like you just keep on, you order the whole damn chicken. They just bring it to you and set it like on your
It's
table.
like
and
White
you just
Castle.
eat. Yeah,
Want one burger? 5, 10.
I eat a whole chicken, like from every bit of it, like 2 breasts, 2 legs, 2 thighs, whatever the.
1 vagina, 1 butthole. Yep.
Dude, I'll murder a rotisserie chicken from Rayleigh's.
Oh, I love rotisserie, man.
They're
That's
the garlic ones. Oh, we.
like all over rotisserie, man.
Yeah, Val loves rotisserie chicken. You live off
Some-
that shit.
Some
My
mashed,
wife,
some
though,
garlic mashed potatoes and gravy with the rotisserie chicken. That's some good eats right there.
when she worked at Walmart, and she was moving up in the management or whatever. So she had to go learn different areas of the store. And when she worked in the bakery area or the deli, whatever the hell that is that cooks the chickens, she said after like working there, she will not eat that rotisserie chicken because she obviously there's nothing wrong with it, but she said that whenever you pick
Smell.
it up, like the blood and stuff would just coming out like there was almost like a chicken on her period. It like just come draining out the hole. There was a bunch of blood.
When they package it up or whatever.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so she's like, I can't. She's like, I couldn't do it after seeing that over and over and over again. She's like, all I can see whenever I'm eating that chicken is a chicken having a period.
Does she see it
I'm
be
like,
like
oh,
all
shit.
cranky too and like beating up the hen, that kind of thing?
I'm just like, hell, just give yours to mine, man. Give yours to me, I'll eat it. I've ate like 2 or 3 rotisserie chickens before.
I
Damn.
grew up in the ghetto, Go-Get. So that might be it.
Ghetto, South, it's kind of the same thing.
Oh yeah, and so for the Overwatch thing, it is only from competitive. It's a competitive only thing, so the ban is only for competitive. But it is free for the weekend, right?
Overwatch
know.
is, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's $20 off both versions, Game of the Year and the standard one.
Yep. Get game
for
of
like
the
a
year
week or
for
something.
$38 right now.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't have the game and you want the game, I recommend doing that. It's a great
Yeah.
game.
It's a
30
fun
bucks.
game.
If you don't care about the skins, you can get the regular version for $30.
I think it's worth it.
That's a
good
hell of a deal. Yeah.
But spend the extra $9 or $8 or whatever to get the skins, because you may not care about them now, but if you play that game enough, you'll want them. I mean,
Oh, but if you're getting it now, I don't think it unless they open up all the old event skins, because you're going to be out like, oh Jesus, how many events now?
no,
6?
every year there's still a chance to get the.
Sure,
Yeah.
but you'll never be able to get the original one. So what does it matter if you have like 5 of the other skins that
You'll also
you
never get the
otherwise couldn't
origin
get?
skins either. Those are not available in loot boxes at any time of the year.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if 5 skins or however many it is worth the 10. That's up to the individual person. I don't like Reaper skin.
It's like
And that's
Rambo
the only
playing
one I would
Destiny
use.
and not caring about the cosmetic items. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah, well.
He will sink a couple of paychecks in Destiny. It's just the way it is.
Although I do use the Ferris skin. That desert camo Ferris skin is pretty gangster.
Which, by the way, Rambo, in the last, I don't know, since last time we talked about Destiny, how much more have you bought?
I haven't even played it.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow. Holy shit.
I've
2 whole
been-
days.
I've been working on Knack 2 Platinum and the Wolfenstein Old Blood Platinum. And I've got all the challenge maps done except one, and that's all I need for my Platinum. And this challenge map is giving me hell. I spent all day from the time I started playing till the time I went to bed playing this one fucking challenge map, and I could not pass it. And so today I started playing it early, like started when I started playing that map again. I was like, I'm gonna pass it. I couldn't get past it, so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna check out the other ones and see. And I ended up clearing all 3 of those, the remaining 3 that I had. And I'm back to this one fucking map, and I swear, at this point, I'm almost willing to just pay somebody to sign into my account to pass this fucking thing.
It's a platformer, I'm sure, I'm sure
It's
one
not
of
a
us could do
platformer.
it. Knack, right?
It's no, Wolfenstein, the Old Blood.
Oh.
Like
Cyrus,
it's not
Cyrus knows you too well, Rambo.
what I didn't.
I haven't even played it. Okay, but how much have you bought?
Oh no, I haven't even.
He's like, I do need some boxes to open where when I
Cold
do get
turkey,
back
man.
on.
I didn't even log into the store. Didn't even take the chance.
I pay.
Might have got the itch again.
I played a little bit of it on, I want to say Monday or Tuesday. Well, Tuesday, because I took my game share back from the person I was game sharing with, and
Indian Giver.
well, there's like multiple reasons like why. For one thing, there were so many games that I needed to play, but like in order to platinum, I either had to find 4 players online, or because of the game share, because there's no such thing as like local co-op if you game share, because only you have access to your console. Like any other account on your console can't play your games. And so I had to either find 3 other players that had the game and would play it with me, or I can, if I had the game, my console set as my home console, I could just sign in with 4 different dummy accounts and just simply run through a multiplayer match real quick and get everything that I needed to do done, and never have to ask anybody to play, and be able to get the platinum. Plus, there's a chance that I'm going to be sharing with my son, so that way he doesn't have to buy games, and he can or just give me maybe half of the money for games that he wants to play. Because he's now 16 and he has an interview tomorrow to go to work, ironically at Subway. And part of the thing is that what he's going to be responsible for is his video games and his car insurance. And so if I game share with him, then the thing is that he'll say COD, if he wants to play COD, then he has to give me half of the cost of COD.
I mean, you don't ever even play multiplayer on that, so
I won't, but he
yeah, he'll be able to play all he wants.
yeah. But now, like on that, obviously, like he would like he doesn't play the campaign on COD, so he would just buy the $50 multiplayer pack or the season pass, I guess, and then I would just buy the game, the actual campaign portion, and play the campaign. But I haven't decided on that yet. But I mean, the person that I shared with, I've never shared with anybody, game shared, and so I really didn't know how to go about telling this person, you know, hey, I'm not going to share with you anymore. Especially now, like this person that I was sharing with is like a very big Destiny fan, and this is like right when Destiny came, like a week after Destiny came out, and they hadn't bought the game because I bought it. Like then they don't give me, this person didn't give me any money towards any of my game purchases. They were just able to play all the games, and they never bought digital game. They didn't share their account with me.
Wait a second, what? How did that work?
It's how PlayStation works. Both people have to.
No.
Yeah.
Huh? What, Shane?
Doesn't PlayStation work where you have to log into your friend's account, download what you want, and then log out?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, her account wasn't on my PlayStation.
Oh, so you never logged into it then?
Yeah, she never bought any games, like, cause she would either rent, like, if she wanted to play a game that wasn't in my library, she would just rent it from GameFly, and then but any game that I had purchased that she could just download and play. But so I never really realized how to knew how to just tell her, hey, guess what? I know you're really looking forward to playing Destiny tonight, but you're not going to be able to because I'm taking the game share back. So what I did was just removed access to it from my account.
I'm sure that started some shit.
Didn't even have the courtesy of an email, huh?
No courtesy spit.
No fucks given.
Afterwards, though, I did come back and apologize to her, though. I was like, I just didn't know how to tell her, because I know that you're really she was really looking forward to playing Destiny, and then because
that's almost more awkward than a breakup.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I know, look, you haven't had to buy games in 7 months, and now all of a sudden, today of all days, the day that you're really looking forward to maybe going in there and doing a raid, guess what? You have to go out and buy the game. And she's on a fixed income too, like me.
Oh, that's dirty.
So, but I mean, the thing was that I was getting no benefit out of it, and she was getting all the benefit.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, a game share should work both ways. Both parties should buy games. That's what Brim and I do. I mean,
it's not like he lost anything though. He helped somebody out and it didn't cost him anything.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing. She was an Xbox person, and she finally got tired of. I mean, she'd never owned a PlayStation before in her life, and she got tired of not very many games on the Xbox, the exclusives and stuff. And so she kept on tossing around the idea of possibly getting a PlayStation, and when she did, it came with one game like Uncharted or whatever, and she didn't have any way to any other games to play.
Is this who I think it is?
I'm not sure who you think it is.
Titanfall?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Honestly, I kind of thought that too.
And then I offered. I was like, well, hey, I'm not sharing. Nobody else has access to my account, so if you can actually have. I'll give you my account so that way you can, experience more games. And that went on for 7 months. And then,
well, yeah, you buy a shitload of games.
Yeah. And then, so I think over the course, she's bought me a $30 gift certificate to, or $50 gift certificate to Amazon. And then a $20 deal for Destiny Silver, but it was never asked for or this is for the game sharing with me or whatever. She was the first one was kind of a thank you thing, for allowing me to. But that was like way back when the thing first started, when the game show first started. And the Destiny Silver was like just just some random thing, just a $20 thing a gift or whatever.
Fucking go get Rambo's on a fixed income because he keeps buying games.
No, I'm on a fixed income. Oh yeah,
He's not wrong.
But I actually, speaking of that, I did buy 4 games today.
Jesus.
Well, they were on PlayStation's flash sale. And I checked out, like every time they have a flash sale, I always check out PlayStationTrophies.org to see how long the game is to platinum. If it says like 100+ hours and I know nothing about the game at all, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not even going to try that because I don't want to buy a game and I'm going to end up hating it. And then I wouldn't even be able to stomach the idea of playing 100+ fucking hours to end up beating the game, to platinum the game. It's one thing if I can't stand a game and I only have to play like 8 or 10 hours. I can tough through it and get the platinum. But I'm not sure as fuck not going to spend 100 hours on a game that I can't fucking stand.
Yeah, if you don't like The Witcher 3,
yeah,
trying to complete that 100% would just
That's
be
a bad
nightmare.
example for him, though. He's bought in that more than most people have bought cars in their
I'm
life.
just saying
So.
that kind of game.
Yeah, like that's like kind of like that. Yeah. So when I checked when I got the flash sale, I got a Kibus Trip, Undead and Undressed,
Oh yeah, Akiba's Trip is good. I got that on the Vita.
Nitro Plus Blasters. It's actually a fighting game, like a girl fighting game. But there's all offline trophies, and it says it takes about 5 to 7 hours to platinum. I was like, sweet, man, I'll buy that. And I mean, so I got those 2 main games, and then the other ones were 101 Ways to Die and The Adventures of Pip. And I think The Adventures of Pip was like a 5-hour platinum, and 101 Ways to Die was like a 2-hour, 3-hour platinum. But like me, like a lot of my purchases, like if it's games that I don't know, is like contingent upon a platinum trophy.
All about the platinum.
Yeah, I'm in actual Facebook groups that are just something about platinum trophies, so that way people can share their like quick platinum games.
Their EPing.
So that way, no, not their EPing, but their quick platinum games. So that way, I can actually go out and buy these quick platinum games, and like rack up some, like maybe like I did this past weekend, where I racked up like 7 platinums in a weekend.
Which really took him like a day. I mean, the dude can game like 14 hours a day. 14 hours a day. Fuck, I can't talk today.
So 14 hours of gay? That's a lot of gay. That's a lot of dick, sir.
I'm just wondering how the hell that came out of his mouth. Like, he has gay on his mind.
I want you to think about this
Gay
shit. 14
day.
hours of gay?
I think we're learning more and more about
how long of a penis does that equate to in minutes?
I don't know. I don't know penis math. I don't.
You did say 14 hours of gay, so...
That's a 60-minute dick, sir.
We are learning so much more about Shane as this second season of the Game Talk goes on.
I don't know. I mean, I'm like 5 minutes from getting my dick sucked. Are you kidding me? Like,
you're getting like excited.
I'm like, yeah, my dude is getting up in there. You know what I mean? I'm like, shit. Next time we come over and we have dinner, is my dick gonna be dinner or what? Like, I just want to know now ahead of time.
No, that wasn't the plan. So.
And now we wonder. Now we have to all go back and wonder: did Shane move from California to be in a better area, or did he move from California for alternative reasons?
Yes.
Is gay marriage allowed in Arizona?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know for damn sure it's allowed in Las Vegas or Nevada or whatever.
Oh, you do, huh?
Oh, so wait a minute. You've already checked into gay marriage.
No, everything is allowed in Nevada.
Oh, man. We are learning so much about you.
It might even be legal to, like, kill someone during sex here and not go to jail for it.
Your wife needs to, listen to this podcast so that way...
Oh, Shia does. It's just when they go longer than, I don't know, 45 minutes, she's like, she loses interest.
Yeah, she misses out on all the late night stuff.
Yeah, she misses out on all the confessions.
Confession night with Shane Nowak.
This is like
Penis
almost like
or not to penis? That is the question.
this is almost like the taxi cab confessions.
But the Shane Nowak version.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
Late night game talk confession.
Gay
Brimstone
marriage
at
is
your
allowed
house.
in the entire United States?
No, it's not.
That's what
Yeah, it
Google
is.
said.
It is, but they're like it is. Well, okay, yes, it is legal. But there's states that are like have gotten rid of marriage altogether.
Oh, I want to move to those places.
So
Yeah, you mean
basically, where they don't marry anybody, so therefore they can't say they're being.
Honestly,
discriminatory.
the government should get out of marriage. So
Oh yeah, it would be nice. But
I'm okay with that.
You know what? I wish we were all in Dorne right now. Dornish women are hot.
no, they are, aren't they?
It's true.
They're fucking
They are.
crazy though.
They're crazy. They're crazier than redheads, bruh.
Yeah, they are fucking psycho.
They'll poison your ass and give you the antidote.
I
you
think
you
Rambo's
would never
got
wanna-
his fair share of crazy women, like the blondes.
Yeah,
That's some psycho
Yeah,
shit,
I'm-
bruh.
but like them people, like you would never want to kiss your girl.
No, you know what you do? You kiss her and then like eat her ass right afterwards.
If they have lipstick on, I'd be like, no, we're good, man. We ain't kissing tonight.
Ugh.
Them women are crazy.
Yeah, but they're hot as fuck though.
They are
I
though,
mean,
man.
Yeah,
I
they
was
are.
yo when Yara, I thought Yara was gonna tag that shit too, man. Yara was on the verge of hitting that ass. I was like, yeah, Yara, my girl, get in that ass. And then of course, fucking Euron was being a prick and decided to attack. I was like, man, you can fuck up a wet dream, can't you? Like, you son of a bitch.
Captain Cockblock.
Pretty much, dude. Yara's not hot, but like her personality is amazing. I love her personality. Like that bitch, like she's the kind of crazy that most men would dream of. Like, oh, you want to fuck both women and men? All right, go for it. I'll join you. Like, damn. She just didn't care. Now the thing that got me was like, you know, at the beginning when fucking what's his face meets his sister and doesn't know it's his sister, so he hits on her. I'm like,
Oh yeah, that was fucking hilarious. That's what you get for being away for too long.
Yo, nigga straight had his hands down her pants, bro. Like, and she was
Yeah.
enjoying it. She was all about it. I was like, oh, no, that's not okay.
There's like too much. There's like that show was like filled with incest. Like no matter where you go, they were fucking their sisters.
Sisters, cousins, brothers, it didn't matter. Fathers.
did.
Like,
Yeah, it's like as long as the shit was good, it was all right.
fucking, what's his face? The Ward or whatever his name is, the fucking retard that hosted the Red Wedding. Dude was fucking his daughters. Like, the fuck?
Yeah,
Smacking their asses and shit. I'm like, what? That ain't
fucking
right.
nasty, man.
And then what's his face in the North? You know, the self-proclaimed king of the North when he wasn't really the king of the North. He just had a lot of women in his house that we found out like later that every single one of them was his daughters and he was sacrificing his sons.
Oh yeah,
Like, like that's some
In
crazy
the cabin.
shit.
Yeah.
yeah. That motherfucker was crazy too, man.
Yo, incest, like they were practicing incest in that show like it was just nothing, like it was just a normal day in the office.
Yeah, they were
Oh,
definitely normalizing incest, man. They're like, oh, it's your sister. Don't worry, dude, man.
Well,
Nobody
okay,
cares here.
because incest was a lot more normal in the past. So it was only recently that we decided incest was a bad thing, universally. Just saying.
Hey
I
Shane,
mean, if you do the math, like you have 2 parents, 4 grandparents, it's 2 to the X power, and X is the number of generations
Dude,
back.
you cannot
And
put
one-
fucking arithmetic to incest, Pete. It doesn't work that way.
Dude, what? Just listen, right? You go up to like 20 something, which isn't that long. That's only 20 something times 30 would be 600 and some odd years, right? But the number starts getting in the billions. And there haven't been there only now have been that many people on Earth. So you can't possibly have that many of that generation, XXXXXXX grandparents. So it did happen a lot. Just saying.
This is what happens when he's got the late night munchies after a long day of smoking weed. He puts a
14 hours a
arithmetic. 14 hours a day, yeah.
Dick,
You get
game, it's all the same
dude,
shit.
I'm good at math and science. You know, sometimes you just got to work out the numbers.
I'll work out your numbers.
People claim shit, and you're like, all right, let's figure that out. And you end up with some weird shit.
Well, like a lot of, you know what's crazy is like a lot of illnesses, like diseases and mental illnesses come from incest, or at least that's the theory anyway. Is that we've all fucked each other so much that the lines of family are blurred, and we don't realize that because we're just, we never seen that person before in our life, so we automatically assume they are not of our own blood or anything, so we just do our own thing.
It's a big problem with in vitro babies when they use donor sperm.
Yeah.
Because sometimes donors will be used for dozens, and I think even sometimes over 100. And these people are going to start meeting and not know it, and that's going to be a big problem.
Maybe that'll be the actual end of the world then, as the human race will just fizzle out.
Who knows?
You know how many kids have been put up for adoption?
That too.
And then that mother ends up having, like, later on in life, getting married and having a baby. How many of these people are going to cross paths and never know they were brothers?
They're 5 or 10.
Sister.
Yeah, 5 and 10 years apart.
Yeah.
Fucking, you got me thinking like some fucked up things now. Thanks a lot, Pete.
No.
So, what would you do,
The
Shane?
people need to know, bruh.
Shane, what would you do if you found out, like, your wife is, like, your sister twice?
Well, you know what? I was supposed to have an older sister, and she so happens to be older than me by quite a few years. Well, 4 years, 3 years, whatever. So.
She hot?
It's my wife. You've seen her. What do you think?
So wait, your wife is your sister?
No. Never mind.
You just said you had
I said
an
I
older
was
sister.
supposed to have an older sister. I don't know if, like, she's an actual thing or not.
Yeah, but then Brim said, "Is she hot?" Talking about your sister.
I
and
was.
then you said she's my wife.
Miscommunication.
14 hours of dick.
Don't start twisting my words. No.
Is it a miscommunication or is it a Freudian slip?
Rambo, if anyone here has fucked their sister and doesn't know about it, it would be you. You were a gigolo.
Chances are, I don't even want to think about that.
All right then. All right.
Bruh, no. How many of your buddies have you crossed swords with and didn't even know about it?
Look,
I have never crossed swords with. Nuh-uh.
We were doing good keeping this on Shane.
He's like, shut up. Don't talk about me. Don't talk about me.
Hey, man, the autism goes every which way. It doesn't pick and choose.
Yeah,
What?
see?
Sorry, you said autism, right?
It's not like Metrox, flapping his arms recently in public. I mean...
Yo, that shit...
Rambo's like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me take notes because I need some new shit to give Metrox shit on.
Right?
Yeah, as soon as you mention Nintendo, Metrox will flap his arms.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Like, he's so severely autistic that we have a buddy named Levon. I'm sure... Rambo, you know him too.
Oh, yeah. Levon Casey, yeah.
Okay, well, he comes in the Discord server and gives Metrox tips on how to handle his autism. And one of his random tips were, you can't just go around flapping your arms, Metro. We had never heard of that before. So now Metro,
Well, why would we? We only know him through Discord.
Well, I've hung out with a guy quite a few times. Like, he lives with Brim.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't notice him trying to take flight or anything. I mean...
Maybe he's really good at hiding it. Who knows?
Bro, that shit had me dying.
Maybe it's like a delayed. Maybe it's a delayed effect. Maybe he can skitter off to like the bathroom or into a closet or something.
Bro, I was
And then he
laughing
goes
so
nuts.
fucking hard. I was dying, dude, when fucking Levine was telling him how to. All right, now Metrox, you can't control your surroundings. You can't control yourself. You have to control your surroundings. So think to yourself. He's like giving him like these little tips and shit, and I was like, yo, like, and that was in my stream too, and I was dying, dude. I was like I was cough laughing. That's how hard I was laughing.
If you
Oh
watch
my
the last
God.
2 Mixer streams that Brimstone or I did, I mean, you'll see, like, there's like a
Oh,
30-minute
dude.
section dedicated to Levon fucking telling Metro how to handle his autism. Which is even funnier because Levon has an actual level of autism. And Metro,
Yep.
like, well, he's Metro. You guys know Metro, so.
Yeah.
He's a special kind of girl.
He's on the FBI most watch list, playing on the Switch all the time, according to Rambo.
He is. I'm telling you, that's the thing.
He's
I've
a
seen it.
weirdo that thinks Nintendo games have more of a story than, I don't know, NBA 2K18.
It was on WikiLeaks. I saw.
It was
Well,
on
it
Wiki.
might it might be that Nintendo willingly gives information to the FBI.
Well, yeah, because they know.
Sure. Yeah.
They're the new Chris
So-
Hansen. They're fucking To Catch a Predator. I mean,
Yes. Yes. Actually, if you look at Chris Hansen's company, it's actually named Nintendo.
God damn it. Let's see who.
That's where Chris Hansen started, was Nintendo.
SJWs are at it again. Speaking
Yeah,
of autism,
I-
SJWs are at it again.
To what are you referring to,
I was like going, yeah, that's
Jay Caesar? That's
Okay.
a little vague.
And in today's day and age, that doesn't narrow it down, man.
not at all. That's like saying that girl over there in a sorority house.
In other news,
She's
rain
fucking
is
people
wet.
again. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Tiffany, I did that bitch last week.
In a store called Tiffany's.
Just make sure and wrap it, yo.
Well, I mean, Pete's
Why
the one that's
wrap it,
pretty
dude?
close to a sorority. Shit, like the University of Sac has a few of them.
Oh, with Tiffany, you want to wrap it, bruh.
I think you lack adventure, sir.
I mean,
With
you know,
certain things, yeah.
what good is it if, like, years down the road, you can't tell your friends how you got, like, you know, your version of Eazy-E AIDS? I mean,
He's got a point. I mean,
Oh, yeah, I saw that. They want they want to. There's a petition for the creators of the movie Wonder Woman to make the next one she's bi.
oh god,
Dear
really?
God.
because she has to equally fuck men and women? Is that why? I don't.
Well, I mean, there was that whole controversy over was she actually dicked by what's his face,
Yeah. I mean,
See,
and
the thing-
then people ran with it and said, well, that was she raped, even though there's
The thing is, though, you got to remember that they like a straight woman isn't good enough for their
Oh, and she's
identity.
Israeli too.
They have to be. Well, anybody's white that's not black. Like to them.
Why can't they just watch the fucking movie?
Right?
And so in order for them to actually be, you know, SJW enough, or you know, have the identity politics down to a thing, there has to be a bisexual woman or a gay, you know, to represent the LGBTQ, because we need a good LGBTQ plus minus whatever hero. Somebody said that like they wanted to somebody was like tweeting out saying that they're tired of cis white males, able-bodied cis white males being like in the video games, whatever. They need to diversify. And I was like, so I responded to him about this woman going up on a escalator in a wheelchair and falling out and rolling down the escalator. So this is who you want your protagonist to be? Like,
Yeah, Assassin's Creed wheelchair
Well-
rolling down escalator edition.
Well, see, it's
I'm
like it didn't show the rest when she rolls down the escalator, gets up, and, like, you know, shoots people. It didn't show that.
throwing ninja stars and shit.
Yeah.
Landed on her feet till they broke.
It's just so what, how in the world are you going to play a game with a crippled protagonist, like as a hero? Like seriously, like how many people in a wheelchair are going to be able to save people's lives? Like,
Depends. Does their wheelchair have cool things like Inspector
that's right,
Gadget?
Shadow Ken. Straight
I mean,
black
could you-
men are the white people of black people, and
could you
straight, or excuse me, gay white men have privilege now too.
could you imagine the like Uncharted, but Nathan Drake in a wheelchair and gay, of course, because he's got to be gay and black.
If the wheelchair
Right.
had like grapple hooks and rockets and stuff, maybe.
I'm like, well, here comes the climbing section. Well, no, we have an handicap accessible ramp. You know, we're gonna go venture out into these old castles, but somehow everyone has a handicap ramp or a little pole that you can hold on and climb up the hill.
No, I mean, seriously,
And
he would run
bathroom-
into
bathroom-
stairs and it would go to be continued. I mean, that would be the end of the
Yeah.
game.
And then you when you start over on the next one, you're automatically at the top of the stairs. You're always wondering like, how the fuck did you get there? This was funny. This lady that maybe spit my drink out whenever I read this because apparently somebody put in their Twitter bio bisexual bipolar bitch, and so this person took a picture of it and says, "Why are you always fucking putting your mental disorders in your bio?" And somebody responded to her, said awareness, normalization, destigmatization of mental illness, mental health equivalent to cancer survivor. So basically, they said that being bipolar is a mental health equivalent to surviving cancer.
Holy shit, really?
And yes, and this lady said being
I mean-
bipolar is not an equivalent of surviving cancer, nor these disorders are being stigmatized. It's 2017 and everyone has a disorder. And I was like, I said, laughing loud, he said, you just made me want to put list the DSM-4 in my bio. Like, and she basically created a bio, like, and responded to me about like what she's tired of. It's like Zim for he and him. Depressed Gamergate survivor, got stung by a bee in second grade, once dropped an ice cream on a pavement, enjoy fisting. That's the type of bio that you're coming across these people, and it's like, what the, like, you look at one, why would you put that in your bio? Like, why does anybody need to know this shit about you?
Oh, I have a theory about this. Besides the horrible schools that the government inflicted on the last few generations, and the disgusting lies the media has been telling everybody for God knows how long. But I really think it's because these kids really don't do anything. Like,
Something like there's.
I remember like doing shit when I was a teenager and like in my 20s, we'd go camping or we'd take road trips or we'd do crazy shit. We'd end up running from the cops or, whatever. And fuck it, dude, who the fuck does anything like that anymore?
No, their life revolves around social media.
Yeah, all they do all day is fucking go out to eat, take pictures of their food, take selfies at a club in the bathroom, go home, take a picture of their meal there, and fucking check everybody else's shit throughout the day, and then they go to bed. That's it.
These people, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So, did you guys hear about GameStop refusing to sell a Switch? Standalone Switch?
No.
No, I heard that they were they created a bunch of bundles and
Oh, did
they wouldn't sell their stock without buying a bundle.
Like,
So
who's GameStop to go against the people that they have a contract with? Like, it is your job to sell this product as a
well,
vendor.
How
That's
they
the
got
thing.
around
Nintendo
it
should
is
have, yeah.
how they got
Nintendo
around it
should
is
have had a
saying
better
they sold out of the like regular Nintendos, and the only ones that had left was the bundle.
The bundle
Switch.
ones, yeah.
And so, like, there's no way to prove that they didn't.
Yeah, if they
And
create
so-
a new SKU, I mean, technically that is a different product.
But they
You know,
were
it's-
they're basically doing it just to force people into paying like outrageous amount. Like it's
Yeah,
Like,
because
I
they're
think the
making
Switch is
money
like,
off
what,
of
$2.99?
accessories and shit.
yeah, the Switch is like $2.99, and I think the bundles were like $3.79 and $4.99, and
You have to get with your Switch used copies of last year's games.
I can see that being a
yeah, I
thing.
mean it was. Yeah, they
Well, yeah, because it's all profit for them, right? When it's used, it's 100% profit, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
Used
Well,
product, yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's
For-
all 100% for them.
For GameStop, yeah. Yep.
GameStop's gonna go the way of the dinosaur if they're not careful.
I
mean,
think
oh,
that
Shit,
Yeah.
Funko Land did.
It's gonna happen soon.
I think that Microsoft listened to them or cowed down to them with the launch of the Xbox One. But I honestly think that no other company is going to just like get to that point to where if they want to go a digital only console or anything that like hinders the business of GameStop, I don't think any company will ever do it again and listen to GameStop's threats. They'll be like, whatever. Because Amazon is
it's getting to that
becoming the
point.
go-to place for gaming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I was just gonna
Or
say.
eBay.
Well, Amazon is the world's leading retailer for anything gaming related.
Yep.
And
Or almost
GameStop
anything, period. I mean,
well, yeah, but GameStop no longer has that clout that they used to have. Back whenever the Xbox One launched, Amazon or GameStop had the clout of saying they had like the share, like the I think 90% share of every gaming purchase was made from a GameStop. But now they've lost that title, and so now they don't have the leverage that they once had with these companies.
No, yeah.
So I think if we ever see that happen, you know,
The one thing GameStop really has going for it is it's a national chain of smaller stores that have, you know, it's easier for younger people to get to them and stuff like that. They're, you know, they're spread out among a whole bunch of neighborhoods and shit. But yeah, with the way retailers are going, I see GameStop falling way before anybody like Best Buy or Fry's or any of them.
Oh yeah, because like GameStop doesn't have really anything else to fall back on. Where Best Buy has and Fry's, all these other places have different.
Yeah, they've
their majority of their
diversified.
moneymaker. Yeah, their majority of their moneymaker is not gaming. So
I mean, they make a little bit of money on everything.
well, yeah, but I mean, like the Best Buy, the majority of their money is all like made off of TVs and computers.
Yeah.
Well, I
and
mean,
so-
because of GameStop's shitty practices, though, they've kind of dug their own holes. You know what I mean? They've
yeah,
They've
definitely.
literally cornered themselves into a small little fucking niche audience now, where people like me who are looking for rare games, you know, we'll go there to them. But that's the only reason why we go there. You know, you look at the peripheral sale margin that they once carried was pretty massive, but now, like you guys are talking about, go to eBay, you can buy it in bulk from the dealers themselves. How many side contracts, how many people that we don't know about are actually licensed Sony or Xbox dealers outside of what we already know? Think about that. And some of these guys are selling refurbs at bulk pricing because they want to clear their warehouse. And that's one
they
thing
make
that
money off of parts or
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
whatever.
and Sony and Microsoft are actually getting that cutback because they've landed those contracts.
Yeah.
They didn't land it.
A sale is a sale to Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah, they didn't land that same contract with GameStop. You know what I mean? Like a lot of stuff that GameStop forbade, all these other companies are already doing. So it's going to get to a point where can you even call GameStop a game retailer anymore?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're going to find their way to like what Shayner was saying, FuncoLand. You know, FuncoLand was a great company that was, you know, unfortunately existed at the wrong time. They didn't
diversify. They went all in on this used game thing, and the merchandise that they picked to accompany it, like, you know, strategy guides and You know.
Yeah, GameStop is mostly now peripherals and collectibles. I mean,
Yeah, they either bet wrong or they can't keep up with the competition in every area that they chose to go to. So, and that's I don't know, maybe like figurines. You know, if they just carried a shitload of like anywhere from tiny to huge.
well,
You know,
they bought what is
statues
it,
or whatever.
Geek.com or was it ThinkGeek? It's one of the two. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it's geek.com.
yeah. See, that's also GameStop now, so they've got a backup plan.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, I don't think GameStop has a backup plan, to tell you the truth. I think what they were thinking was, oh, hey, we're always going to have this market share. We're always going to have these companies supporting us, even though they're not making anything off of us anymore.
You
Because
don't see the swag and collectibles as a backup plan?
No. Because
They couldn't go all in on it because the size of most GameStops is not that big.
think about it, Shane. I mean, if they owned all the rights to them, then yeah, maybe that'd be a perfect backup plan. If they owned all the marketing.
Oh, if it was
licensing.
like 100% profit, like their used games are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
absolutely.
To what?
To collectibles, if they actually
Yeah.
owned the licensing for them and
All the little collectibles that they
Oh
sell.
yeah.
You know,
They own
yeah.
they own the collectible stores though.
yeah, but they don't own the licensing for any of those collectibles. For instance,
Oh no, because they're just selling. They're just selling Funko products and shit like that.
Yeah, see, that's my point. Like GameStop's going to be coming
See,
to a
that's the
point
thing.
right now, and I think they're already there too, where Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony are all kind of like, what use are you to us now?
See,
Why do we
GameStop
need to
should
do
have
business
done
with you?
was buy out Funko Land, all the
They did.
manufacturing. But they picked the wrong shit to start making.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that. Yeah.
You know, that's if they had picked better merchandise or more merchandise that more people would have wanted to purchase, you know, because man, I mean, dude, people are paying ridiculous amounts to order shit from like Japan.
GameStop is going to be the rise of mom and pop brick and mortar game stores again. I'm telling you, it's gonna
Probably.
happen.
I can't wait. Those stores are great.
Dude, I was able to get games at this one up in Kingman for like $20 that would normally have costed me almost, those how those collectors will, they'll sell them for what they're worth. It
Uh-huh.
would cost me like $100 to $200. So yeah, I'm right there with you guys. I hope they bring those guys back because we had them all over here in Bullhead there for the
Yeah, I
longest
saw
time.
there was a play and trade or whatever, or play it again or something by CVS.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was awesome. I loved it. Now it's just kind of no. I really want to see some of that stuff come back. Though I miss the old interactions with people that actually know what they're doing. Because GameStop, like for the most part, they're trying their best not to hire gamers, because they know that gamers do not carry GameStop in high regards. So
Yeah.
almost anybody that gets hired there, like a lot of the times, with like very few people know who Kratos is in a GameStop. Let's be honest. Very few people know who an Assassin's Creed main character is. Not every single one of them will. Sure, they'll know who they are once they're there, but not to the same degree as say you or I. You know what I mean?
Today, speaking of GameStop, today I was there. I was picking up a PlayStation card because with my points or whatever that I had left over.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was in there looking around the store or whatever, there was a manager there, a female manager, and then an employee, and they were talking back and forth, and they were actually talking with one of the customers that was buying Destiny 2, and he was explaining to her that, hey, here's my website if you want to check it out or whatever, but we sell like trial carries and raid carries where we can we have a team that will get you through the raid guaranteed or get you through like flawless on trials for a fee or whatever. And she's like, you got to be careful with that. That's actually against the law, and if they find out, then if you make enough money off of it, the FBI will show up at your door. And this manager was saying this, and she's like, they'll charge you as an adult, and you'll go to federal prison because that's you're making money off. I looked at him, I was like, are you talking about trial carries and stuff? He's like, yeah. And he goes, I said, dude, that's not illegal. I said streamers do it all the fucking time. I was like, they actually have these streams with their pricing on the stream. And she's like, yeah, but the streamers are partnered with these developers. I was like, no, they're not.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
I said, she said, yes, they are. I'm like, no, they're not. I said, there's streamers that have 3 followers doing it, and there's streamers with hundreds of followers. So there's no way a streamer with 3 followers is getting partnered with Bungie. Sorry. I was like, that's not how that works. And I said, none of that money that they're making off these carries is going back to Bungie at all. I said, it's not illegal. You're not using their intellectual property. You're using your skills in their intellectual property.
It's a transformative performance.
Yes.
The game doesn't play itself. It needs a person to play it. So gameplay is not technically intellectual property.
So yeah, I mean, like this lady was a fucking idiot, and she's like, well, she kept telling me, I'd be careful because the people that set up those Minecraft servers a long time ago, they got in trouble. And a friend of mine actually had the FBI show up at his door, but since he was under the age of 16, then they just had him pay the fines, which was thousands of dollars, but he didn't get any jail time. I'm like, quit fucking lying. I was like, nobody, that would have been huge fucking news. I was like, there was nobody getting in trouble with Minecraft setting up a Minecraft server. I was like, that was fucking legal. It still is now. Like, you're a fucking idiot. You're a moron.
It's like it's at this point that chick just doesn't need to be talking anymore after a certain point. You're like, okay,
exactly. And she's
enough out of you.
She's the manager of fucking GameStop.
It's like when non-car guys work at like AutoZone.
Yes.
Oh God, it's so annoying.
Which, as somebody who's a car guy and who's worked at AutoZone and all the rest of them and shops and everywhere else, it's super irritating.
It was like I was like, I just had to walk I was completely floored about how fucking stupid this person was. You are in a gaming store, a manager of one, and you know shit about the fucking industry. Like you like nothing at all. Like you're a moron. Plus you're coming up with lies about Minecraft. If somebody actually had the FBI show up at their door, some little kid, and their parents got hit with hefty fines. Do you know how, especially with Minecraft, do you know how much that would blow up all over fucking social media?
Yeah, that would have been a huge thing.
You could search the story right now. She's like, apparently they did it secretly. No. Sorry. That just doesn't fucking happen, you stupid idiot.
Yeah. People are, yeah.
Hey, autism is autism. Jesus.
The brick and mortar stores are probably going to have to start going like way into the swag type stuff.
The best thing I can think of them to do is sign contracts with Jinx. Get a contract going with Jinx. Get a contract going with Funko. Get a contract going with Todd McFarlane Toys, Marvel Toys. I mean,
yeah,
nail them all.
Just carry anything and everything you can for anything that's popular. Yeah.
Any apparel company that puts, comic game stuff in there.
Oh, dude, how many people? Because that's the thing. That's the kind of stuff that people love, not only to go and shop for, because no amount of internet searching.
Collector's edition pieces.
Yeah.
I mean,
you gotta specialize. That's how brick and mortar stores stay alive.
You know what? They need to start selling actual physical comic books. There's like no comic book stores anymore.
And that's the thing. They might all sort of kind of merge into like these comic book / gaming / tabletop, emporiums of all the physical merchandise that people like to, buy, from D&D books to, anime figurines or whatever. That's probably the way it's going to go. Like, for most of the brick and mortar stores for anything relating to gaming.
Have y'all seen like what GameStop is actually doing with like some of these collectibles that they have? Like they've like left over, like of course they've ordered the however many copies of say like Uncharted 4 collector's edition or Mass Effect or Gears of War 4 collector's edition. And of course, so there's a lot of people that pre-order it, put the money down, and then just end up never coming to pick it up. And so you'll inevitably always go into a GameStop and like see like a game from like early on, like we're talking about maybe like we're just gonna say for instance like a Rise Son of Rome collector's edition, on the shelf for like $89.99 or 100, or however much it was originally. But what they've started doing now is taking those things apart
Ooh,
Yeah,
And
and
selling-
selling each piece.
and
Yeah.
selling each piece.
which I think is not legal.
I don't think it's legal at all
Because unless they're individually and that's the thing with like groceries, you'll see it like the
It'll say
Not-
not for resale.
not for individual resale. Yeah.
Just
and I
like you
think-
can't go buy like a buy one get one free pack of cigarettes and then break them apart and sell each pack separate. On the fucking
Right,
cellophane,
yeah.
it says not for resale, promotion only.
Right. That I think you get in big trouble for that. Of course, who the fuck knows? Maybe the companies are out of business and there's nobody left to sue them.
Well, I mean, like Walmart, the fucking Walmart here still has a collector's edition of Call of Duty Ghosts for Xbox 360. And that thing is still all sealed in one box. I mean, Walmart doesn't break it apart. And like Rambo was saying, with like especially Gears 4, I've seen that in a GameStop too, where they break apart the Gears 4 collector's edition. Because that didn't
Well, yeah,
do as
but-
well as people had hoped.
Right.
But the thing is though is that like they'll turn around and sell that game that's in there as a
Used game.
used
Yeah.
game, but on the back of it, the way they're able to get around this product is not available for individual sale because that's labeled on most of those collector's editions boxes, game cases.
But it's not in that box anymore if you
Well,
take
no, it's on the case of the actual game.
but they put it in a different case.
No, they don't.
Huh.
But since they're selling it used, they can say, "Look, that's a copy that
Oh,
we bought
right.
back."
Yeah. Yeah.
See, that shit's stupid. Like, I don't know. It's just fucking stupid.
GameStop is shady as fuck, man.
Well, guys, it's almost been like 3 hours. You got any more that you want to discuss?
I got my Vega card.
Oh, yeah?
It's in. It's on right now.
How is it?
I have not had a chance. I literally finished setting it all up and figuring everything out just right before we started. So
Oh,
haven't had a
shit.
chance to play anything yet. But I was gonna play some Overwatch with settings cranked all the way the fuck up.
Damn.
When are you gonna start doing videos and utilizing that thing for what it's meant for, man?
Now that I have it, shit's coming, dude.
I better start seeing videos, sir. No more excuses.
I'm working on it. Oh, I do still have to reinstall Windows.
What are you on right now?
No, I got a new C drive because it's old, and my Windows hasn't been doing that great. So the SSD is like 7 years old. It's one of the first ones I bought, and I didn't even do a clean install of Windows. I installed Windows 10 over Windows 7, and it's never one. This is why I don't hate on Windows 10 because I don't think I've ever had a blue screen on Windows 10 ever, and I didn't even do a clean install of it.
I've had several.
Yeah, I have not
Because
had
he keeps
one.
putting PlayStation
I've had-
discs in his PC. That's
I've
why.
had a few problems with it, but nothing major, and certainly nothing that would like crash it or anything like that. So, but I mean, errors do accumulate, and I'm starting to have some issues with some small stuff. So I got a new SSD for just Windows. So that's the only one that I read and write to,
Now,
in any big amount.
you know
So,
how I
and
was still saying that I was going to look for somebody that could, like, depending on if I could save up enough and how much it costs to build a PlayStation Xbox thing. It would be cool if I could actually, since you're capable of doing that, but it would be cool if I could actually get somebody to build basically the PlayStation inside like my PC, but it detect my GPU and CPU and the RAM as like a normal like a PC game, where it actually scaled to my power of my PC. That way I could actually play, like, get the like most powerful parts or whatever and play these games like instead of like a 1800p with like high settings or whatever, I could play it on ultra with 4K 60 frames per second or whatever. That would be pretty cool if you could do that.
Oh, dude, I think that is far more complicated than you think it is.
Oh, I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think
I don't
they
think
would.
there's a way to do it.
Yeah, because I mean, the only way to do that would inevitably for somebody to go into PlayStation's operating system and set up commands to where it would allow me to change the product or to actually force the game into like auto recognizing my devices. But yeah, like that would be against the law because then you're going into their.
Well, actually, there was a favorable court case on right to repair as far as consoles go not too long ago.
Yeah, you can
And I-
like you can do that, but they won't allow you to alter their operating system.
Well, no, they can't stop you from altering it, but you can't, like, you couldn't make, like, you couldn't do what you were saying and then make an operating system that worked using code that Sony developed and then like sell it or distribute it or anything like that, because even though they can't stop you from basically copying their code, you can't distribute it in any way because they don't have an open use license for their operating systems and like low level software and shit. So yeah, that's far beyond me.
Yeah. Cyrus is right. Your first video, like your first legit video, should be a benchmark video. Vega cards are new enough where doing that, you'll get a pretty good kickstart to your channel.
Oh yeah, because everybody's probably going to be wanting to know about Vega, and I don't think that I'm not even sure if like the bigger people have actually done their Vega benchmarks.
There's been a bunch.
So, but I mean, still, that would still bring people, no matter what, even if they've seen the other ones, that would still bring people to yours.
Yeah.
Because I mean, right now, probably people are searching like a lot. There's the search algorithm for Vega benchmarks are probably pretty high right now.
All right, just try and leave some of your fanboy AMD stuff out of it.
I have to fanboy, dude. I have to. Just a little.
He's like, you guys, this is the AMD Master Race. Fuck Team Green.
You'll hear in there several times in this video. I'm calling it now. You'll hear AMD ages like a fine wine. Several times in that video. He said it several times in this cast.
I will not in this one. I've said it in previous ones, but I will come up with a new metaphor for that just for you, Shanner.
Thank you. I feel special.
It ages like cheddar. It only gets better over the years.
And I'll say it like one. And I'll say it.
Cheddar's
once
too
the whole
cheap.
video.
It's like
I won't
gotta
say
be
it one
Gouda
more
or
time.
something.
Ages like American.
Like the best
American
Swiss cheese you ever had.
But we can't always say that, it's confirmed. We all heard it here that Shane is into 14 hours of dick.
Yeah.
And that's a long dick.
You're gonna learn today.
All right.
We know Shane's into 14 hours of dick. It's all right.
Now is that in a row? Spread out over like a day.
Well, no, never mind.
Or is it like one crazy weekend, you dirty girl?
Well, if you got it over with in one day, it would give you a lot of free time for the rest of the week. I mean, let's just
He likes it 14 hours straight.
Nurses
Not
work
14
12-hour
hours,
days.
Just the whole thing. He wants him to wake him up by just ramming it in, and then for the whole time he's awake, just
Keep
get
it
it
in.
done. Yep.
Don't you know the government does that to me every day?
Bro, we call that basting. That's where you stick your dick in and you don't pull out forever. It's called basting. So when you pull your dick out, your dick will forever smell like whatever it was in forever, no matter how many showers. You cannot wash the stink off. Shane's into that kind of stuff. You guys didn't know that?
Dude.
I'm
always
learning
had a
more and more about
suspicion.
Shane. Yeah, he's like
The hog and dog connection.
You know, hey, based on his search history, which he still refuses to bleach bit, I mean, you know.
You're gonna clean
the
that
fuck-
3 times.
Who the fuck knows with that guy? Gotta say, sir, there are some things that even I haven't searched.
I haven't been over to his house in a while, so I'm sure I can modify his searches a little bit better.
The Hog and Dog connection, right?
I don't even want to see what like you see on Amazon for like the recommended products and shit. I don't even want to know.
It's a lot of dildos and hardwood flooring
I'll
because of
bet.
Brimstone.
But I'll bet there's some weird shit in there too.
Dildos and hardwood flooring. Do you know you can get floorboard with dicks on it? I now know that. I can't say I wanted to know that, but it's a dance floor with dicks on it. Cocks and dicks. You know what I mean?
What the fuck? That's hilarious, dude. You know you want to get a plank and put that above your headboard as a constant reminder. Come on, Shane. We all know you like 14 hours a dick.
I said 14 hours of gay.
Same thing.
Yeah, Brimstone has seriously fucked my search engine. Like, now I think whenever I log into this Google Chrome account,
I'm not even sure because you're the one who shares the shit. So I'm beginning to wonder. I'm beginning to wonder if you're just blaming Brim.
See? I'm glad somebody else sees through his ruse.
No.
He's so abusive to me.
you can't. Your first mistake is assuming Brimstone's innocent.
I have never done anything wrong in my life.
Brimstone didn't do nothing.
I'm tend to agree with Brimstone here.
Well,
See?
hashtag good guy Brimstone then, right?
He's
Good
not,
guy,
he-
hashtag good guy Brim.
he's not the one tagging me in these weird Facebook posts.
Yeah, I never got a hog and dog from Brim. You know,
Yeah.
just saying.
I mean, to me,
Just
Okay.
saying.
if he was the one that screwed up your search engine, then you at this point your searches would have been like leveled out by now. So, but the fact that you're still sharing them makes me
And
know that
getting
you're
weirder.
actually searching them. Yeah, they're getting
It's
weirder.
getting weird.
Well, it looks
See,
like
Shane,
Brimstone's
you-
about to send out some hog and dog pictures. Even if I do it from his PC, that's what's gonna happen.
This is totally Brimstone, guys. Check out this weird pic I saw.
I know, right? This isn't Shaner on his channel or his page or anything.
He's got to create some reasonable doubt.
You're friends with him on Facebook. The other day out of
Oh, I
nowhere,
know.
he posted something about shitting on someone's chest. So,
Yeah.
and that was all him.
Hey, I typed that, sir. I did not
Yeah.
go out searching for the image.
Yes, but he typed that. Yeah, like he did not share the image. You share the images, which means that you had to search for those images.
That's because I just take it a step further. That's all.
Found it. And that's the thing. We don't even know
Which
what you search for. We just know that's the one. These are the things that you are finding.
Yes, and
I have
we
a
are
net
glad
nanny,
that-
so I never search for anything bad.
We are glad that Brimstone did not share a pic to go along with that statement.
He has older people on his friends list. That's the only reason why he didn't. Don't let him fool you.
Excuse me, sir, but I even typed in the other day about how my pussy was moist, remember?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm just saying. Hey, you know what's funny, dude? Like, when I post shit like that, everybody loves it. I get, like, a ton of fucking thumbs ups and laughs and the whole 9 yards. I post anything serious on it, nobody says anything.
That's the only way to do it on Facebook anymore. Is you either say you're gonna kill yourself or post something absurd. I mean,
Pretty much. He's not wrong.
Not wrong.
so I have to get to cleaning my search history apparently 3 times.
And 14 hours of dick. 14 hours of dick.
Start fresh, bruh.
Hashtag 14 hours of dick at Shaner123, aka Turtle King.
Yeah.
Yo, it's your boy, Turtle King, aka.
Brimmy Brimmy Shane's internet beard.
Could be.